So China, Biden, and the new Delta variant coming to you soon. What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in and welcome to another episode. Before we dive in, what's going on, Rob?
Same old shit, different flies. I guess everybody's dealing with the same thing. I think the weeks, well, we've been absent last week, which was, I mean, it was our own fault.
Yeah, we both
I
had
kind of
stuff
got, I
going
kind of
on.
got
Yeah.
sick. Yeah, we had some stuff going on. I was kind of sick. You weren't really there too much, and some shit happened. So, other than that, I'm doing all right. I'm feeling better. How about you?
Pretty good. Like I said, I've been messed up most of the year, recovering from that brutal pneumonia, but still recovering from it. So I'm like tired all the time. But
Yeah,
besides
but
that, pretty good.
was it pneumonia or bronchitis? I mean,
Pneumonia.
it's pneumonia.
Yeah,
I'm
bro. 3 months ago, I would like. It wasn't even a matter of coughing shit up. If I laughed or like breathed too hard, it would, like shit would come up. It was bad.
God
But
damn.
now on top of it, I quit smoking for like 2 to 3 months now. So now I got like the end of the pneumonia and whatever shit comes up when you quit smoking. But
You know, is nobody really knows what that feels like either, too, man. I mean, I went through that shit too when I quit smoking a while ago and quit drinking too, dude. It's a nightmare and a half. It really is.
yeah, that's why I've been a miserable fuck kid.
Yeah,
But
you're always
on
fucking
top of
miserable
that,
though.
on top of that, you got everything that we talk about going on, which could, add to the misery based on how you take it. But
Yeah, I mean, where did we leave off? We left off last week talking about China or what potentially could happen with China. With the war, we talked about um, wow, we talked about a lot of stuff the last time in the episode.
well, episode 39 was 2 weeks ago, and it was China, crypto, and the fall of the USD, which are all still pretty relevant topics 2 weeks later. But
So would it be relevant for us to say the fall of some crypto today too? I want to say fall,
um,
but like as of
yeah,
recently, what's been
I
going on
mean,
with
I
crypto?
think honestly, it's been going down, which I bought when shit was like high, so. But remember, any type of investment, it's not a loss or a gain till you pull out. So, if anything, like these dips are making me buy more, to be honest.
Yeah, I done the same thing. I mean, that's my game, and I look at it from a, I guess the way most people do look at it when they invest in stuff, like a bull market, bear market. I mean, anybody who has looked into investing into anything does know what a bull and a bear market is, and I have. I'm pretty much trying to be as bullish as possible, what they call it. And it dropped. Doge dropped down to 25 cents as of today, which is Sunday. So Sunday the 20 was it 20th? Yeah, it dropped to like 25 cents, which I thought was 25 cents, which is fucking crazy compared to when I first started investing into it, which was 30 cents. And during that period of time I first invested into it, it sprung up to like 60 cents, and I made a pretty good profit at that point. But now it's dropped down to 25 cents. But whatever. Um,
Hey, I bought it 51 cents, man. It happens. It's just more of a
no,
reason
yeah,
to
it's a
hold.
game. Yeah, it's a game. It's just part of the game. Like you said. You know, I mean, look. You talk about Bitcoin. In that episode too. Bitcoin when it first started out was a fucking a penny share. You know.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It wasn't even worth half a cent. But that's part of the. See, I do it wrong. I check it. I refresh my apps constantly and check it. It really, the only way to not scare yourself is to just forget about it.
Yeah. Then next, one day you look at it, it's like, oh shit, this fucking this asset doesn't exist anymore.
Well, see, I just control myself because I look at it more because sometimes you have those random spikes and then they go back down. So I keep an eye on it because if it spikes like crazy, I'd pull out and buy back when it goes back down.
No, yeah, I mean that's a short term game. I mean, I like that kind of game too. I used to do that with the oil market a long time ago, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, the oil market, and it's a really good way to do it. But even right now, oil shares isn't even really worth investing into, especially with our current fearless leader, it's really not worth doing it that way. Although some people could argue if you do have the money, you can do it. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, it depends. Like, and that's only on the more unknown ones. Like, I wouldn't. Like if Dogecoin spiked, I wouldn't risk pulling out because it might not dip again. You know what I mean?
it. You know
The
what?
advice is just bad today because people forget millennials are the majority of people that are alive from any generation at this point in time, and our whole generation was kind of raised and kind of, I'd say, a mix of brainwash and forced into the instant gratification, which we could all admit we all have it
Oh
to an
yeah,
extent.
yeah,
And even me, it's bad. I mean,
yeah.
it's
We're all guilty of it.
yeah, but that's
Dude.
why when you read advice today, everyone's retarded because like people like you don't realize like people bought Dogecoin in like 2015 and then cashed out a couple of million. Of course, you're not gonna buy it at fucking 25 cents and be a millionaire this year. Like you gotta fucking have patience. It's like people think, oh, it went down, oh, it barely went up, oh, this ain't gonna get me rich, and then essentially that could fuck it over time and make it take longer for the people that hold, because then when they sell, it goes down, and but
Yeah,
and
but
that's
yeah, but
the crypto market are like all the assholes we hate. Because everyone, I read this article that made so much sense. Because everyone was bashing Elon, calling him an asshole, saying he knows nothing about crypto, and it doesn't matter. It's like everything could use celebrity endorsement. It doesn't matter if they know about the topic. You think Shaq's a fucking icy hot professional? Like, it's like you think
uh,
fucking Peyton Manning's like a master of fucking insurance.
but
It's
now
like,
can I, yeah, sir. But can I say something about that too? So I understand the argument you're saying. Now, do you believe that these celebrities could also have their own input with the politics and influence people to sway them to get their own political views to obviously sway the people to get whatever they want to get?
of course.
Say politically. So
Yes.
you think it's okay for them? I mean, between you and me personally talking about things. I mean, we talk about Carson all the time. How he was. I mean, I love Carson, and his late night show. He was always one of those people who said, he wants to keep his stuff separate, like his opinions separate, just be an entertainer. You don't think these people should just be separate from their opinions, to say investment wise, um, politically wise, just keep their opinions separate from what they do in their personal lives and not influence everyone else
Well,
and just
not
keep it.
really, because the investments have nothing to. The guy's not a talk show host.
Oh no 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 no! Yeah. Come on. At this point now, Elon Musk is he's a celebrity, but I'm just saying in general. Like I think the way I think about it is Jimmy Carson. How he always said like he tries to keep things separate. Pretty much how he's there to entertain people. He's an entertainer. I believe Scarlett Johansson, not Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, I think it was Scarlett Johansson actually, who also said that pretty much she wants to, she's there to act, she's there to present a figure in a movie or a TV show or a commercial to relate to people, and she's not there to give her own personal aspects or perception on what she believes is right or wrong. So she stays separate, and even she's getting kind of, if it is Scarlett Johansson, I'm probably
Well,
wrong about it.
politics is a different story. Do I think celebrities should stay out of crypto? No, because almost
No,
anything
no, it's
that
no. I'm not saying
succeeds
stay out of
could
it.
use, celebrity
No,
endorsement.
no, no.
But the
Yeah,
biggest,
the thing
the
is, I'm not
biggest
saying stay
point of
out of it.
that, the biggest point of that are basically the assholes that are quote unquote professional crypto traders that are like chasing people like Elon Musk away just because they're not like experts on crypto. But at the end of the day, if you're invested in a crypto, I don't care if this guy knows nothing about it. If him talking about it makes me more money, why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah. The
But
thing
that's
about it is,
the assholes in our generation that like that fucking are miserable because they fucking can't afford anything and think like their knowledge makes them feel like they have a big pecker or whatever.
yeah, but what I'm trying to say is the fact that what I'm trying to say is that I don't think the idea that someone should be coming out publicly talking about their personal assets or what they should be investing into or what they're doing with their money. Just as I think someone who's is a public figure, who's a celebrity, shouldn't be talking about their political views. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I do think you understand what I'm saying at this point.
Well,
So
yeah,
with
yeah.
Elon
I mean,
Musk,
that's a
I
different
don't think.
topic, but yeah.
Oh no, no, but that's what I'm trying to say. Do you think it's okay for someone like Elon Musk to be talking about what he's doing with his personal money and how he's attributing with his assets? For example, say Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, his space, all that stuff. Do you think it's okay for him to do that and influence the amount of people to do that? Because at the same point, when you look at, like I said, Jimmy Carson, Carson show, he said that he would never talk about his political views because he's there to be an entertainer. He's not there to try and sway people to one political side or whatever it may be. Just as he would never try and sway somebody to invest into whatever he believed in. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think Elon Musk should try and stay on that route. Even though, I mean, I'm an investor in crypto myself, and his opinions might benefit me and yourself or anybody else listening. I still think he should try and stay out of it and say, this is my own personal thing. I'll invest whatever I want to, and you guys, it's none of your business. You don't have to do it. You know, I pretty much, pretty much how we talked about the last couple episodes. How
Yeah,
we're
but
not
what
trying
is
to give
but
financial
see,
advice.
what does crypto have to do with politics? He's not even giving it financial advice. He's telling you, listen, we're going to use Dogecoin as a form of payment because it's more energy efficient than Bitcoin. And then
Mm,
he moves his
yeah,
Bitcoin investment into Dogecoin, and then a lot of Tesla users might be like, "Oh, I could move my Bitcoin to Dogecoin, not only use it for my Tesla purchases, I could make a bunch of money too because it's about to skyrocket."
yeah, skyrocket. Just talk about the big ass crash that happened this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, skyrocket could mean like, bro, I'll tell you one thing, it's still cheap enough where 5, 10 years from now it could be worth like it could be worth 10 to fucking $1,000 a share. Who really knows at this point? But I
Yeah,
guarantee you, 5 to 10 years from now, you're gonna wish if anyone didn't buy it or got rid of it now, they're gonna be kicking themselves in 10 years.
yeah. So I mean, um, I really don't know anybody who listens to it. If anyone who follows the crypto market, I'm pretty sure everybody realized that there was a sponsorship with a NASCAR driver. I know you heard the story, right, Mark? You heard the story with that?
Yeah, that's all over right now.
All right. So this NASCAR driver, basically, he was given a sponsorship. His between him and his father, he invested a bunch into crypto. I'm trying to find the exact article so I could actually give you some kind of verbatim with it. I have that over here somewhere. I'll pull it up right now. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, here it is. So this is the article. It's from Decrypt.co. So basically, Dogecoin returned to NASCAR after 7 years, which the last time Dogecoin did it again was 7 years ago with the same exact person, same exact sponsorship company, all that stuff. So Dogecoin holders, led by Springate CEO Sean Taylor, sponsor Americans races Stefan Parsons' car. This is number 99 for yesterday's NASCAR Xfinity Series in Nashville. But Dogecoin embellished Chevrolet Camaros crashed straight into the wall, finishing the race in last fucking place. Much to the disappointment of Dogecoin Army, the cryptocurrency's uh, most ardent fans who pushed the hashtag Dogecar trend Twitter yesterday. Pretty much, after that crash, it dropped down. So from there, it dropped down today down to 20. It said over here it's 26%, but it actually dropped down to 25%, and I followed it. But even with that, Dogecoin is still the seventh largest cryptocurrency in the market with a market cap of 34.8 billion.
Oh
So
yeah,
I mean,
well, don't forget a couple of months ago it dropped back down to like 14 cents before it shot up to like almost 80 cents. So
yeah,
I'm saying there's gonna be obviously the more invested into it you are, the more you're gonna feel it. But essentially, you could put 10 grand in and it could drop down to a grand before it shoots up to 20 grand. And that's if you look at any chart, that's the fucking line you see. You're just feeling it more because you're in it. But
yeah. Well, the thing, yeah, obviously, yeah. Once you're in the game, you'll feel it. But once you got some skin in there, you're gonna feel it more. But the thing I'm trying to say also is the fact that it seems like everything Doge tries to do, or Dodge, however you want to try and pronounce it, it seems like everything they're trying to do, the efforts they put in, kind of backfires. So everybody predicted that Elon Musk was all for Dogecoin, Dogecoin, whatever you want to pronounce it, and they're all waiting for the Saturday Night Live when he went on Saturday Night Live, right?
Oh yeah.
Once he went on Saturday Night Live, he pretty much made fun of it, and all shit dropped. Now after that, they started trying to bring it back up. So to try and bring it back up again, he tried saying, "Oh, we'll use it to make a SpaceX exhibition, whatever you want to call it, to go to the moon." That happened. That dropped too. And then they also tried doing something where it just happened recently, again with the NASCAR. That shit dropped. Everything they've been trying to do has been failing, has been flopping. So I mean, I'm sitting there with my hopes high. I think it's gonna probably take off. That's my 2 cents, because like me said, look at fucking Bitcoin. Bitcoin started off as a penny stock, less than a penny. You never know what's gonna be like, but it's just a shame that this is what it's looking like for
Well,
Doge.
look at 2016 when Bitcoin shot up to like 20,000 plus. And then shortly after, the people that didn't sell were kicking themselves because it went back down to 3 grand. Now, if the people that sat on it for 5 more years, which is now, if they sold a month ago, they would have sold it for 70 grand a share. It's like,
Hmm.
so I'm saying there's a lot of
No,
big
yeah,
ups and downs. And that's why I tell people, it's like, because people always ask me, oh, what should I get? How much should I do? This and that. I'll be like, listen, I can't tell you exactly what to buy and how much to spend. I could tell you what I have, and I could tell you that it is risky. It's high risk, high reward, and don't invest anything that would cripple you if you lost it. If you can't afford to lose the money you don't put in, then don't put anything in. Or if you could
yeah.
afford $100, do 100 and do your research. I'll tell you what I have. You can follow me if you want, but
You know what? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you told it multiple episodes, but that's honestly the best advice you can give anybody. You know what I mean? Like that's
yeah,
the
that's
best
what it
advice you
is.
can give anyone. Like there's no way you can give somebody guaranteed advice that's gonna make them money.
It's basically like, don't get mad at me if you lose money, but don't ask me for money if I get rich.
Yeah, simple enough. That's it. Sorry, that's that's simple enough.
That's
There's only one thing to do. I mean, you could ask advice from people who have made it somewhere and done something. I mean, I've been there. I've lost it. I've been there and lost it again. You're there. You lost it. You've been there. You understand. There's nothing really for us to give without saying like, you know what, this is what I'm doing. If you want to try it this way, maybe you'll get lucky. Because at the same point, we're both in the same risk together at this point. If I get lucky, or whatever it is, if I get lucky or you get lucky, then awesome. That's all on us.
and
But
see, the thing I
it's
like
not
about
guaranteed.
crypto, if you really get invested to it, it's more a matter of patience than luck. Because
Well,
almost every coin that takes off, someone that's like, fuck, I got rid of it when it was so small, like back.
yeah, I mean, people call it luck. Not for nothing. It's just being smart with your investments. If you spread out your asset, your investment,
Bro,
your money, spread it out properly, and not have all your money into one specific thing. And this is talking about the stocks. Period.
but think of patience, right? Look how fast the years go by. It's already been a year since you were here when you were visiting me, right? Now,
Yeah.
there's one of my neighbor's friends. He sold 6 million Dogecoin in February of 2020 for a set of golf clubs.
That must have been some really nice golf clubs.
Which, when it was at like 70 cents, he would have had like over $4 million.
Well, I'm about to say those are some pretty nice golf clubs.
No, because he sold it when it was worthless and didn't
No,
have patience.
I'm
Yeah, I
making a
know.
fucking joke, guy. Come on. I can't have my time. I can't make a funny. All right, yeah. Yeah, I know. Just imagine fucking $70 million worth, golf clubs. That shit fucking probably looked nice. Like I think I would want that.
Oh, that's my point. That's why I just hold, because you know what, like, say even if you had like fucking 5 grand in fucking shares, it's not gonna be life changing. And if one thing you had fucking jumps up in the next couple of years, you're gonna be kicking yourself. It could jump up tomorrow, it could jump up in 20 years. You're still gonna kick yourself if you're not rich by the time it jumps up. So you might as
No,
well
yeah,
fucking hold it, which is another reason you shouldn't invest money that you can't afford to lose, because then there's a better chance you're gonna get scared and pull out when it starts to drop.
yeah,
If you're willing to go all or nothing, then guess what? It could drop to it could go below a penny again and then spike up in 2030, and then you can make a nice chunk of change because you just forgot about it.
yeah. But that's what I'm trying to make too. Is that not for nothing. We're not. I mean, we talk about it all the time. We're not here to give anybody financial advice. We're not here to do anything. And like I said, I like the point you brought up, talking about people would ask you, what should I invest into? I mean, I have plenty of people ask me when I was doing good myself, and I'm doing okay myself now. But people always ask me, okay, how did you get there? What did you do? Why'd you lose it, or how did you get it? And it's just you know, there's no real advice besides just when you do something, stick with it, stay with it, and just wait it out. And on top of that, too, I mean, like you said, I could show you, we could show you what we do. It doesn't guarantee anything, because we could lose the same thing that anybody else is losing. You know what I mean? So
Oh
it
yeah,
doesn't really,
I will say
it doesn't guarantee nothing.
it can get confusing looking into it, because a big thing I talk about a lot, the SEO. A lot of articles are bullshit that just hashtag, Elon Musk and Dogecoin to get the likes and the comments and shares and the popularity. Because, every day you'll see a tweet, oh, Dogecoin's going to hit $1 tomorrow, blah, blah, and then they have
Yeah,
thousands of
imagine.
comments. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, but
Yeah, yeah.
I truly believe there's a good chance within the next 6 months to a year, it's definitely going to break $1, because they already have Teslas rolling out, switching from Bitcoin to Dogecoin, and they are going to start using Doge by the beginning of next year.
Well, the
So,
biggest thing was that Elon Musk did his first space mission. Like, I don't know if you saw it. The big space mission, is all financed by Doge going to the
but then
moon.
again, who knows? Because Elon Musk sold 1.5 billion dollars of Bitcoin, before it took the big drop, when it dropped like 50%. And now there's rumors he's buying back in. So he could be manipulating the market for self gain. I mean, that's all, no matter what, it's all part of risk. Like,
Yeah, that's
but
what it
either
is too.
way, Dogecoin's on the map. I mean, once you get on like fucking Robinhood and Coinbase, like, you made it.
So
It's set to go up. Because even now, like, I'm invested in like Safe Moon, Safe Mars, Safe Space, Kashi Inu, and it's very complicated to buy it. It's not like Robinhood where you just have money in your account and you
yeah,
buy it. You got to do all these transfers and pay these fees just to obtain it. So, like, now, if I saw like Safe Moon got listed on Binance, those are like the levels. It's like, personally, I want to know how to buy coins the second they launch, because there's a lot of people that buy them, like, you could pre-purchase them or buy them the second they come out. And I'm not sure which apps and websites let you buy coins that are brand new, but those are the people that, like SafeMoon came out 3 months ago, and someone put $6 and it was when it was brand new, and in a month made $6 million. Like,
yeah,
usually by the time it comes on our platforms, it's already like somewhat established, you know. But Coinbase and Robinhood is like the established. That's why they have Shiba Inu. That's the other one. Fucking, there's like a petition going around to try to get it on Robinhood.
yeah. But there's a competition for Doge or Dodge. What do you want to try and call it?
See, I think Shiba has good potential. I think they just fucked themselves a little with speed by, because the Dodge Killer is their self title, and they kind of copied the logo. But I mean, I still think it has a lot of hope because it has popularity. It's known.
You know, off. Oh, it's still on topic. Is it Doge or is it Dodge?
I don't know. I say both. I hear Doge more, but
I hear Doge more. That's why I've been trying to call it Doge because I've been looking at it on the internet. I've been looking at it on many places. They've been talking about it and they've been saying Doge. But at the same point, I think it looks like Dodge. I know they don't have the DG. You spell it Dodge, you think Dodge in a dodgeball. You think DODGE, not DOG. Excuse me, DOGE. But yeah. I mean, it seems like, well, once again, it's not. We're not trying to sit there and give anybody sort of financial advice, because, like I said, I mean, you're taking a risk. I'm taking a risk. Anybody out there right now who is invested into these kind of markets is taking a risk themselves. So anyone who asks you, ask me, or if anyone who asks, I mean, I guarantee anybody who's listening, they know. I know for a fact people have been asked what they should invest into. There's no real answer to that question. It's just like you said, whatever you have to spend, don't don't spend more than you could risk, and whatever you believe in, go for it. I mean, I'm not gonna say Dogecoin's the answer. I'm not gonna say Shiba's the answer. You might find some other market that we, for Christ's sake, we both don't know about, and someone could become a fucking multimillionaire. I mean, that shit happened with fucking Microsoft. That happened with Apple. That happened with a bunch of crazy cases. Within the past 20 years. So I mean, I really don't know where to go from that, but there's no real
oh
financial
yeah.
advice we could necessarily give anybody besides just don't risk more than you could afford. Like you said.
Oh yeah. And now the next thing I wanted to get into, I don't know. Did you read those messages I sent you last night?
I seen a couple of them. I believe you gotta refresh my memory.
All right, so my biggest thing is like whenever we have a debate, say from the central point of view, the or the libertarian point of view, whatever. If you're not hardcore right or left, like the debates we make most of the time on our end, my biggest point that makes it hard to get through to anyone, and any of you that have been listening to the show, you probably get what I mean. We may come off as controversial or whatever, but that's more misunderstanding, which isn't you guys' fault. That could be our fault. So I'm going to try to explain it better. So
Yeah.
basically, my biggest point, like, say you could go back on everything. You could be, say, a year ago, you could be, take COVID serious, pro mask, think COVID's bullshit, anti mask, whatever, all the main fights, Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, whatever. And then the current one, you got vaccine, no vaccine, blah. When you try to explain to people like the biggest thing I explain now, if you're on the vaccine train, you're all for it, like all those people you see with the profile pictures. I got my vaccine, I did my part, blah. And if you're anti-vaccine but still all, oh, COVID was always bullshit, no mask, this and that, because remember now, like the whole thing last year, it was more of you guys that are anti-masks. You just didn't trust the government because it was the half of the government you don't like. And I know no one likes to admit, including myself, that we were brainwashed or lied to, but this is someone that became libertarian last year, and I did vote for Trump in 2016, regretfully now. But my biggest thing is it's like none of us like to realize that we were wrong or brainwashed or lied to or manipulated. But if you trust one side of the government just because you like them better than the other side, you're just as brainwashed as the other people. Like my biggest thing now is it's like so much deeper than just taking the thing or not. Because now look at May 31st. You know, June, like where I am, it seems like most of the country is on a similar path too, if they haven't done it already. But like June 1st, they went back to 100% capacity in businesses in Nevada. And now they went from the signs that you have to wear a mask to if you're not vaccinated, you have to wear a mask. But if you are vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask if you show the card. And then even though a month ago they told us that even if you're vaccinated, you should still wear a mask because you could get it and spread it, this and that. Now all of a sudden, everyone saw Fauci go under fire, and then we started opening everything and letting vaccinated people not wear masks. But now, my whole theory that we're going to get into in the episode is that the whole Delta variant, because it originated in India, and that was one of the first countries to get the vaccine, and they started getting it before us, at much higher levels on top of that. So the big theory out there now is that the Delta variant is just vaccinated people becoming more sick when they contract COVID. And now you're going to see, and this is something you all have to pay attention to. As sad as it is, we're all going to know people that get sick, whatever. Now, pay attention because now you see we have high vaccination numbers, and they're going to post all these cases of people getting the new Delta variant. They're already transitioning into brainwashing us that that's the new dominant variant coming in the country over the summer. So when you look this summer, this fall, this holiday season, the Delta variant's going to be the one they try to use to fear us into getting the vaccine for all of us unvaccinated people. Now, you have to pay attention
Um,
to people because they're going to be saying all these people dying weren't vaccinated, this and that. So, like me, I don't know about you, Rob. I'm a true believer that this deadlier variant is just people that are already vaccinated getting COVID, and the vaccine actually makes COVID more dangerous to you. Since we've already pulled up facts and shit that the vaccine itself is dangerous in and of itself.
uh, I'm guess this is my point where I get to say something. Uh, so can you explain exactly what the Delta variant is? For anybody who doesn't know, and just
Yeah, so
reflect on what exactly what it is. So the Delta variant by itself, it basically started up in India. Can you go from there and tell everybody exactly what the Delta variant is?
So basically, it's the third wave of COVID that they're most likely going to use to scare us into shutting down again at some point in the future. But I'm a little drifted away from that. I think they're done with the shutdowns. They already seen what they could do. They played with that long enough. I think they're really going to use it as the first like really dangerous one that's going to try they're going to try to scare people into getting vaccinated that didn't, because I even been reading articles. I read an article today how like the government officials are getting basically annoyed that the incentives aren't convincing people to take it, to take the vaccine, all the people that haven't taken it, because they're starting all the lotteries, and whoever hasn't gotten vaccinated isn't buying the bullshit.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I mean, you sent me articles on it. How pretty much all the, I mean, we've seen a lot of drops in the United States at least. How people aren't taking the vaccines anymore. It's gone down astronomically compared to what it was when even let's just say Donald Trump's time, his presidency, it's dropped down astronomically. Now they're giving you a bunch of incentives, even to the point that like you said, they made to like a lottery where you could be a millionaire. If they select if they select your fucking number or whatever, whatever bullshit it is, if you get the vaccine. It's just fucking kind of scary to me itself that they're trying to make some kind of incentive to make you get the vaccine. Excuse me, get the vaccine, and I'm trying to find the best way to put it. Like, why would it make sense that someone's trying to push something onto you so hard without making it seem suspicious? You know what I mean? Like, it seems weird the fact that they would try and force you to do something, give you incentives like giving you a lottery selection of $1 million or more without it, without any sort of side effects or any sort of thing that's gonna come from it. I'm really trying to find a right way to put it, but yeah, to me it sounds fucked up. I just can't imagine that way of shit happening. It really shouldn't be that way at all.
Oh
You talk
yeah,
about Delta.
well, that's like what I went into in the last episode, how like especially from a political standpoint, almost everything we see is an act. Like that's the initial statement I was trying to get into before I went like deeper into it, cuz I just got into it. But, whether you're far right or far left, if your arguments are the main shit you hear, then you're still more lost than you realize. Like my biggest, I think the best possible theory for Trump is maybe he thought he would be able to not follow the rules, and that's why they fucking did him like he did him. They but at the same time, he
Yeah,
still he
yeah.
still knew what was going on, which we read in the article in the last episode. That pentagram funded project for them to do research on a type of COVID that's extra contagious. That was funded by Obama and Trump allowed to go through for all of his presidency. That went to the lab in Wuhan where the virus was created. And he did
We never
Operation
covered
Warp
that.
Speed. Yes, we did. 1,000% we did, and you could listen to our last episode and listen to
No,
us talk
I
about
mean,
it.
I'm saying no,
We
I'm
went
saying
into it
we
heavy.
covered. No, we went to heavy, but I don't think we covered it like that much.
Yes, we
We
did.
talked
If
about no,
anything, I'm
we
explaining it
talked
better,
about it.
but I read that article, and that's what it was.
No,
And you're
I'm saying we
proving my
covered.
point if you truly believe anything,
I'm not.
because
No,
Trump
can I just say one thing
allowed.
real quick?
Well, I'm
Can I just
saying
say
he
one thing real
allowed the
quick?
funding to continue for COVID essentially, and he enacted Operation
It
Warp Speed.
wasn't.
So he wasn't the savior that he painted himself to be or whatever. And honestly, I think the only reason he had one term is because all our presidents are predetermined by the higher ups that actually control everything, and he didn't play by the rules. And then at the end of his presidency, everything went to shit because his hands were tied, and he just fucking got out. They replaced him. And if he played by the rules like every other president did, he would have had 2 terms.
All right, then, bam.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. You got it. That's it. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. So you got it.
Oh yeah, I'm saying not to throw anything off. I'm just saying like, because I'll
No,
have.
I'm saying you legit was gonna say what I was say. I don't think he necessarily thought about it being a national. Like, I don't think he looked into it like it was gonna be some kind of crazy thing, pandemic. I think he kind of just followed he followed what it was gonna, the research he thought that would be beneficial. He followed the strings, noticed what was gonna happen, and he kind of pretty much fell off the bandwagon and said, "Fuck it, this is not right." And he kind of, like you said, this is not working. They pretty much manipulated everything and got him out of the, they got him out of the way. That's it.
Oh yeah, I'm saying it definitely played. He definitely played everyone good. I mean,
I'm
for
not saying he played anyone good. I'm just saying he thought it was good and then realized like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. And then they say, you know what? If you don't want to follow it, if you don't want to follow it, then that's it. And they got him out of there. That's it. I'm not saying he was a great guy. I'm not saying he was a bad guy. But at the
but yeah,
same time,
well,
I do think he was. I do think he was kind of. I'm not saying he was. I'm not gonna say he's. But I'll say he was the best thing that happened within the last 20 years. That's the
well,
only thing I can
that's
say.
my point. Because you could even go back to 20 years when all this similar shit was going down. Because everything's a show
What's
for us.
similar? What
I'm
was
talking
similar
about
in
I'm
20
talking
years
about
though?
how every president is predetermined and our vote actually doesn't mean shit. This is just the first time we noticed. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that even though Trump allowed the funding to continue for what essentially created COVID, you know, people are still distracted by the act of his fights with Fauci. Even though because neither of them controlled dick, they had the same goal ultimately.
Yeah, but
That's my point. Like every time you watch Trump saying bad shit
yeah,
about Fauci back and forth, that's just a show for us to create arguments that really don't matter. Because at the end of the day, if you think that matters, you're as brainwashed as they want you to be. If you're at an All Lives Matter rally or a Black Lives Matter rally, you're right where they want you to be. As long as you're on one of those sides and not realizing both are stupid and getting along with everybody, that's what they
yeah,
don't want.
yeah. But
Like,
I
but
find
that's
fun.
any situation.
Yeah, but I find funny too is that every single news outlet, all these news outlets, all trying to find something to make an article about, and they're trying to bring up things about Trump. They're trying to bring up things about the old presidency, and they're all saying, I mean, they're all literally fucking going bonkers because they have nothing to say. I mean, people lied. CNN people lied. MSNBC lied about multiple things, just because they're trying to. I mean, what's his face? The black guy. I know we're probably gonna fucking piss off people, about this, but there's the black guy on CNN or MSNBC. Oh, CNN. He pretty much said he was retiring from the thing just pretty much to bring up their ratings because they have nothing to talk about because Trump's out of the fucking office.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This guy faked his own fucking his own I can't say retirement, but he faked his own quitting of him quitting just because he wanted to try and bring up the ratings on his own show. Like
Oh yeah. Well,
that's how far
see,
it's gone. Like that's how desperate they are because they all tried targeting Trump for everything they said that he was bullshitting. Because there was a time when he said, "Oh, Trump said that was a lab leak." He said it was a lab leak, and they all said, "No, he's fucking crazy." Now they're all saying, "No, it's more than likely a lab leak." Like
well,
it's a bunch of whole
but
show.
that's my
Every single
point.
show right now, every single show is all looking at him. Every single show right now is admitting to Trump's fucking everything Trump said, and you don't see anything viral about it.
But that adds
They're
to my
all
point
admitting
of the
to it.
distraction. It doesn't matter because he funded the project in the first place. He allowed the funding to continue from the Obama
Yeah, but
era.
even with that,
That's
once he
like
found,
it. That
even
that's
with that, even with that, once he found out what's that happened, once he found that happened, he shut it down.
But that's my point. Of course, you're going to see things like that because the whole part of the act is to piss people off and make people happy
No, but
periodically on
yeah,
both
but the,
sides. I'm saying,
yeah, but
what does it matter if, of course, he fucking said that the lab released it because he knew it was going to happen the whole time he was in office.
excuse me. I'm
That's
sorry.
right. Choke
Excuse
on
me.
that statement.
Oh no, the thing about it, I'm trying to say is that Trump didn't walk into it thinking that it's going to be that way. Because I mean, not for nothing, for Christ's sake, Trump wasn't really politically involved with anyone besides maybe being around with the Clintons at most, maybe the Clintons. But even then, he fucking hated them. He was, I
And the
mean, he was,
funding, he was handed that funding. He knew it was going on the whole time he was in, before he was in.
bro. Like I said, I don't think he was necessarily there to fucking do what you're thinking he was there to do. Like, I really don't think he was there doing everything. I mean, again, now at this point we're getting opinionated because opinions are also conspiracies. I can get my own conspiracy. My own personal conspiracy is that he didn't know what he was handling when he walked into office because he's not a politician. Once he got into office, which he really didn't expect to even be in office. Once he got into office, he finally seen what actually is going on. And once this whole COVID thing hit, he said, "Fuck this shit." He fucking stopped everything in his tracks, and he did what he had to do. And he called it out, just like he said, "This is a lab leak." And once he said this is a lab leak, what happened? Every single news outlet, every single person said, "Oh, you're fucking insane." Well, at least as far as the left goes, they all said, "Oh, you're fucking bonkers. You're crazy." This is not. Even Fauci went against them. Said, "No, you can't say that on national TV." Now all of a sudden, you see many people out there saying, "Oh," even Fauci himself saying this is definitely a lab leak.
Yeah, him and
Like,
Fauci both funded it. Is my point. And look at all
no,
the
he didn't.
look at all
No, no.
this,
Trump didn't fund it.
bro. If you're in
Fauci
the
funded it.
if you're in the position of power to allow funding to continue, it counts as you funding it. He could have stopped it if he was really the
No,
fucking
he
savior.
relied.
Yes,
He
you're
relied.
proving my point. I'm
No,
literally
because
saying how if you
no,
have
because
any
no,
feelings for
because
these shows, you're brainwashed. You just don't want to
no, it's
admit
not
you were
because if I
finagled, bro.
no, because I'm not a fucking finagler, bro. You're oh my god,
Bro, you
bro.
get
If
so
I sat
defensive
there,
when I give any hint that you fell for it. I
I didn't
accept the
fall for
fact I
shit.
was. I accept the fact I was. Like I said, I voted for him in 16, liked him for most of his presidency, but since we started doing this show a year ago, I've been realizing shit, and now it makes more sense. Bro, at the end of the day, whether you like it or not,
Bro.
the last president that didn't follow the rules is JFK, and we all know what happened to him. And so does
Yeah,
every
you know
other
what you are.
president after him. That's why they didn't get killed.
You know what you are. You're Alfonso Noon.
Hey, whatever that is, anyone that likes our show based on what we talked about would see. Based on what we talk about, I'm making more sense right now.
Dude, come on. You're really trying to make that kind of fucking argument? I'm
I'm
legit saying
saying
that this
it's
guy.
true.
All I'm
Bro,
trying to
there's
listen
nothing good
here.
about him like
Two
you think. It was
seconds.
all a
2
act to make you
seconds.
feel that way.
Can you give me 2 seconds?
I
Can you give me
can.
2 fucking seconds?
I want to because it's proving what I said.
You want to? Also, I'm really saying that this guy walked into a position that he didn't he didn't expect it to be happening. He walked into it thinking like, oh, we can continue this, and it's just good because because Obama abolished it and brought it back into place before Trump became president. Once Trump became president, he thought it was a good idea to keep it in. He wasn't funding shit. Fauci wound funding it fucking 2018. 2019 when this shit fucking happened. And now fucking Trump said, you know what, now we got this fucking shit going on. And he fucking, he got rid of it. And now anybody who fucking doesn't know what a fucking Fazanoon is, that's fucking Yiddish. Well, that's Yiddish Italian. I mean, for us, it's Yiddish. We grew up in New York, so it's Yiddish. You know what a Fazanoon is?
What?
I know. You know. As soon as I say it, you're gonna laugh. I know. You know what it is. As soon as I tell you it, Fazanoon. A Fazanoon is a guy who farts in the tub and eats the bubbles.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good source of vitamins.
So there's some educational things you can walk away from. A Fazanoon, someone who farts in the bathtub, eats the bubbles. But yeah, he walked. I honestly do think Trump walked into something that he didn't expect. What it was. Once he got in, he tried doing what he could do, and obviously, like you said before, he didn't really know exactly what was going on. He tried fighting against it, and he got voted out. Obviously, we seen what happened this last election. Not gonna say it was fraud. We can't say it was fraud because we got banned on many places saying that shit. We got banned fucking about COVID, but you know what? There's a lot of crazy shit that happened during that period of time with the election to say that, you know what, he tried doing something that obviously pissed off some people, and he didn't get what he wanted.
It's always been fraudulent. And this is just the first time we noticed.
Oh, you can
Like,
say that. You
bro,
say it every single episode.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sorry,
what I'm
man.
saying is Trump.
I'm sorry, but
they
there's nothing like this. There
Bro,
was nothing in
yeah.
history like this one.
Guess what? And you see this day and age, the textbook divide and conquer, and they use Trump for that. Excuse me.
Bro, yeah, I get that. Yeah, no, yeah, I get that. But I'm just saying.
But
when
I'm saying they
history-
put him in intentionally to create that. Is my
Dude,
point.
so you say they put him there on purpose
Yes.
to make that divide?
Yes, every fucking president is predicted. Our voting is a fucking illusion. This is just the first time we noticed. That's why people
All
are
right,
freaking out.
All right, then. So who's gonna be president next year?
Only they know. I don't have the fucking list.
Only. Okay, so you're just going off whatever because you believe that they.
I'm saying I could guarantee you if Biden's alive, he'll get a second term if he keeps following the rules. I could tell you that much. It's either going to be Kamala or fucking Harris or Biden in 2024.
You said Biden.
Yeah, well, all right. If he dies because he's 79 years old, that's why I said Kamala or Biden. So, yes, it could change if someone dies. Fuck,
All
they
right,
could
you know
both
what?
die.
You know
I don't
what?
fucking know.
You know
if they're alive, it's going to be one of them. I'll tell you that much.
All right. How about this one? I guarantee it's going to be a Republican president.
Not if they keep following the
We got to
the
make
rules.
we got to make some discourse here. So you're saying it's going to be Kamala or whatever. So, and Kamala whatever. I'm thinking left. I'm going to say it's going to be a right side. And I think it's probably going to be someone from a Trump endorsed party. That's my opinion.
We'll find out in 4 years.
Yeah, so I'm saying this episode 40, right now, marked right now. Anybody listening, Mark says it's gonna be Kamala or someone or Biden, someone on the left side. I'm gonna say it's someone from Trump or someone from the Trump party. It's gonna be fucking right. So that's it. It's
Well,
set.
bro, look at
Um,
look
here's
at
the thing.
fucking
Whoever loses, gotta buy the guy a cheeseburger.
No, but what I'm saying is, look, fucking.
No, you
I'm
know
saying,
what? If I
look.
lose,
I'm
you don't want
saying
a cheeseburger?
if you look at George Bush Jr., he's like one of the most hated Republican presidents by Republicans.
Yeah.
And he played by the rules, got his 2 terms. That a lot of people got pissed with the fucking recount because he lost and then they recounted and he won. Whatever. Fucking I'm saying if you play by the rules, it doesn't matter what side you're on, you're gonna get your time.
Okay, still saying that's the bet. I don't give a fuck. This is the bet. You're
Bro, yeah.
saying that you think guaranteed. Your words guaranteed. Biden's gonna win or Kamala or someone on the left side. That's your words.
I guarantee you they're gonna get a second term because they're more than playing by the rules.
No, a second term is Biden getting in. That's a second
Yeah.
term. But you guarantee that's gonna happen, or you guarantee Kamala's gonna get in,
Yeah,
or it's
if
gonna
he
be,
dies
or
and
it's
she
gonna be
takes
left
over,
side,
yeah.
or it's gonna be left side. I'm saying that's not gonna happen. I'm thinking it's gonna be the right side. So once again, the bet is a cheeseburger. I want an In-N-Out burger. So
I could
that's the bet.
guarantee you either way, regardless of who you vote for, it didn't have anything to
I
do
don't
with
care
who
about the
got in.
vote. I don't care about the vote. I'm
That's the
telling you.
problem right there.
I'm saying. I know the problem is that right. There's no fucking problem. I'm telling you what the result is gonna be.
Yeah, but my point
That's the
is
bet.
whoever
The bet
gets
is a
in,
result.
whoever
The bet
gets
is a
in, it's
result.
predetermined. I don't predetermine it. Yeah, we could play a little pointless guessing game that we're gonna forget about because we're
Okay,
making it
then
4 years in
okay.
advance. But
Okay, then why'd you bring it up?
I brought it up because everyone's freaking out about it because this is the first time that it was so noticed, but it's always been happening.
Okay, so
They give us the illusion of choice while they're really doing all this shit
you legit
that led
said you
up to
guaranteed
everything
it,
we're seeing right
but
now.
you just legit guaranteed it.
Yeah,
So
I said if they're alive.
You legit just guaranteed it. You said I guarantee you that this is gonna happen.
Yeah, that
You
doesn't mean
legit
I
fucking-
lose if they died.
No. Oh, okay. So fucking Biden, Kamala Harris, and the whole left party's gonna die.
No. But I'm saying, bro, you're proving my
You
initial
told
statement
me-
right
no,
here.
because
you're
you- no,
getting
because
so
you told me-
heartfelt about shit that
I'm not
doesn't
getting
matter.
heartfelt. I'm not getting heartfelt about nothing. You told me that Biden would get in for a second term or Kamala Harris would take over. I said no. I bet against you. Now all of a sudden you're fucking backpedaling.
Bro, I just told
I'm
you.
telling you no.
I just
You're legit
told you.
You're being. You're literally fucking taking it back. Stop taking it
I'm
back.
not taking it back. What I'm telling you is you literally just proved my point because
I didn't prove no point.
I'm telling you that regardless of what political party you like better, if you're that sucked into it, you're brainwashed, and then you literally dive into fucking but I
Yeah, but
think
you
Trump
can't
was
say
good
that.
at first.
No, it doesn't matter. You can't say that.
Bro, I can say that because
You
first
can't
off, right
say
now,
that when you say you guarantee that Biden's gonna have a second presidency or Kamala Harris will become president the next term.
and you'll
When-
be
as
saying the
soon
same
as-
shit if
as
I was
soon
right
as-
anyway.
It doesn't matter. If you're right, I'll buy you an In-N-Out burger. That's the bet.
Bro, I'll
That's
I'll,
the bet.
I'll get my own. It's fine. I really don't care.
Bro,
This
oh
is a
my
dumb
god,
argument anyway.
bro, that just shows you how little confidence you got, bro. You take everything back so
Bro,
fast.
but I
As soon
care
as
so
they throw it
little.
back in
I'm
your
not
face-
taking anything
as
back
soon as they
because
throw it
this
back
is
in your
fucking dumb.
face- No, it's not dumb. As soon as they throw it back in your face, you're saying, Kamala Harris, everything's so controlled. I know for a fact Kamala
Bro,
Harris.
my
or
biggest
Biden's gonna
point,
be,
it doesn't matter.
Kamala Harris and Biden's gonna be president.
Bro, you're
next
bringing up
presidency.
irrelevant bets. My point
I'm
is,
not bringing
it
up
doesn't.
nothing. You brought it up.
All right,
You brought it up.
my biggest point is, it doesn't matter
You
which
brought
one.
it up.
It doesn't matter which one of us is right. Whoever's in is predetermined.
Yeah, but you can't be sitting there. You can't be sitting there fucking bringing this up without me without me fucking bringing something else up, and then go, oh fuck that, you're irrelevant because you brought up the fact that I guarantee you, Biden or Kamala Harris is gonna be president.
I
As soon as
said if
say-
they play by the rules. The difference between me
it's
and
not
you.
gonna be that.
The difference between me and you, regardless of who's right, I know that it's predetermined.
say that.
And
You
you
didn't say
still.
they play by
Yes,
the
I
rules.
did, bro.
No, you didn't.
You don't re-listen anyway, but I'm telling you, you could go
Oh,
back.
yeah,
I
you
said,
do.
I
Yeah, I
said,
do.
I said, if they play by the rules, they will get a second term. That's
Okay,
exactly what I said.
okay. Then take my bet.
All right, but my point is the
All
difference.
right, then take my bet.
All right, but the difference. But all right, I'll take the stupid bet. You wasting fucking time, bro. They're so
I ain't
fucking
wasting no
stupid,
fucking time. I got plenty of time. I pay for it.
bro. My point is, again, fucking distracting from the point for no fucking reason. My point is that regardless of which one of us is right in this irrelevant bet, it's predetermined. The difference between me and you is I know we're still fucked either way with the direction our nation's heading. And the difference between you, no matter how much you lie to yourself, you're going to get a false sense of hope if a Republican gets in.
Yeah, but at the same point, you're also the same guy, fucking, literally within the last 5 minutes, who also said that everything you just said, except the fact that you said, "Oh, well, the left is going to win because Biden or Kamala Harris is going to win."
If
That's the
they
point
play
I was
by
trying
the
to make anyway.
rules is what I said.
Now you're changing it by
I'm
saying,
not
like,
changing
oh,
it.
doesn't matter
You
who it
left
is.
those words out.
No, because
And
before
I'm
you
not
said that
changing
gonna
it.
be-
You brought
no,
up this stupid
no,
bet.
I didn't.
I'm
No, I
telling
didn't.
you that throughout all
No.
of history, every president is
No.
predetermined. I
Oh
don't
my
fucking know who
God.
the next one's going to be. I don't
Oh my
predetermine them.
God.
If I did, you
I
wouldn't
swear
fucking
to
know
God.
me.
I swear to God. Bro, you just legit brought up fucking almost 10 minutes ago saying how you guaranteed the left is going to win because you said that guaranteed Biden is going to win or Kamala Harris is going to win. That was your words.
If I play by the rules, you're going to quote my
Yeah.
words and leave
It
half of
doesn't
them out,
matter.
you stupid
That's it.
fuck. Crack another
Yes.
beer,
Oh
bro,
my
and correct what I just said.
Oh my God.
Who has a
All
better
right.
short-term
Hey,
memory?
Hey.
Fuck,
Hey.
bro. You're leaving out half my fucking statement.
I ain't leaving out shit.
Bro, you're wasting an argument. I'm telling you, you're going to play it back. This is going to be a fucking waste of 10 minutes because right off the bat, I said what I said. You're leaving out half of what I said to prove your point, which also looks horrible for a semi-journalist, whatever the fuck we are. So, yes.
Semi-journalist.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
you're leaving
The
out
same kind
half of my
fucking
statement
people
to
who sits
prove
there-
your point.
Yeah, all right, whatever.
That's
Same
bad in
fucking-
any type of argument. You don't leave out half of someone's statement to benefit your point. You look like a fucking
It's
moron.
not benefiting shit. That's
Bro,
legit-
you're leaving
Okay,
out half
yeah,
of what
but
I
that's
said to prove a
that's
point.
Fucking journal- yeah, that's journalism 2021. That's exactly what they do today. So I guess they do a pretty fucking good job now.
Well, there you go. So go apply for
That's it.
CNN
There
or
we
Fox,
go.
bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking work for fucking CNN. That's it. I think I fucking won.
But anyway, all right. So he left out half of what I said, and regardless, if he didn't even say that,
No, come on.
what? What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
All right,
I'm
this
gonna
is
fucking-
this is the last I'm talking about it. You all
Dude.
heard it. You all heard it. You all heard it. I said
We all
that-
heard it.
Yes. Well, even though you're the only one hearing it during the recording, everyone but you heard it. Right off the bat, I said that if they play by the rules, they're gonna get a second term. So that's what I said. And guess what? What I was saying before you even brought up this stupid waste of time anyway, whoever's in and whoever was in, it was always predetermined. So it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. And guess what? If a Republican gets in and you get that fucking sense of hope, it's false hope. And proving my initial point that everything that's a fucking show for us, if you're hardcore right or hardcore left or like things about the right and the left, you're as distracted as they want you to be. An anti-masker that fucking thinks COVID is bullshit is just as bad and brainwashed as a fucking idiot with a fucking I got vaccinated sticker. As long as you're on one fucking side, you're as distracted as the higher-ups want you to be. And they use these little pawns. All these people, these presidents, these officials are just pawns to fucking distract us from what's really going on. Anyone with any insight that's way above us, but beyond what we could even imagine, knew this was fucking going down. Why do you think all the rich people are moving their assets? They know the dollar is crashing. They're putting it in gold and into other currencies. You had Bill Gates with his divorce. His wife just transferred her business to Canada, and now that's what they're assuming, that they fucking used the divorce to make it easier to move half of their assets because they have so much money. I'm just saying there's a lot of shit that all these people with the inside scoops know. They all knew COVID was going to happen. That's why they started purchasing all this farmland and all these remote locations and moving to, some of them are even moving to different fucking countries and fucking moving all their assets, but none of them have like heavy assets in USD anymore. It's become a matter of it's not that black and white. It's not that black and white. Oh, but people wouldn't do that to business and this and that. They need money. Microsoft needs customers, blah, blah, blah. It's like when it's a matter of shit's really going down that's out of their control, they're at least successful enough to be in the scoop, so they're preparing for it, and they have more than enough to be prepared, and it's just going to be a fucking different world, which is we've been talking about for over a long period of time at this point.
All right, you feel better? You feel
I,
better?
I, I feel
I think
fine. I'm not the one
I
fucking.
I think it's all good. I think it's all fine. I think heat blew over. I think we're good now.
Yo, you know what? I'm gonna create more heat because you'll remove half a sentence to prove a point, even though I just
I
said it.
didn't remove-
Even
Oh
even though
my-
even though I just said it 2 minutes ago. Meanwhile, I'll bring up you said 6 months ago, word for word. I'll bring up shit you said, fucking that you don't even remember.
I
You-
bet you could. I bet you could. I mean,
I
I could do the
do.
same thing with you.
I didn't say I
could
could.
do the
I
same
said I
shit with
do.
you. I said
But
I
you
could do the
forget
same
what
shit
I
with
just
you.
said.
Yeah,
Is
but
my
I do the
point.
same shit to you, and you try and say that you didn't say it. I do the same shit with you. I remember some shit, bro. Trust me, shit burns in my fucking mind too. I might be a fucking lush, but fuck, I'm not dumb either. For Christ's sake, I used to fucking sit there playing with yo-yos and fucking doing crazy ass shit.
Oh, all right, all right. He played this almost 30-year-old guy played with yo-yos when he was 12, so he has a great short-term memory. I have no idea what's up in your head right now, but
Bro,
that's
oh my.
if anything, keep going because it's helping me at least. Fuck.
Yeah, and I fucking, you know what, man? I fucking sat there, man. I'm bleeding, making me the victor. So, you know what? Let's fucking keep going.
Anyway, the bottom line is don't
Yeah,
let this
the bottom
Delta
line-
variant
wait,
scare
the
you.
The bottom line. This guy's stone cold now. Stone Cold Steve Austin. The bottom line. Cause Stone Cold Austin, Steve's, whatever fuck his name is, said so. God, I fucked that whole thing up.
Yeah, the bottom line is don't if you're already vaccinated, you fucked. Your opinion means shit to us. Obviously, we're not talking to you.
Dude.
But anyone that's on the no vaccination train and is really looking into it and has their eyes open, I mean, they're trying to give us incentives to get the rest of us to get vaccinated. You already know that's one of the many fishy things. And they're going to go hardcore through the rest of this year and into next year with the Delta variant trying to scare you into taking it. And you're going to see people that are vaccinated that haven't gotten too sick yet that are enjoying more freedoms than you, which is another thing they're going to use to try to manipulate you into taking it. And the bottom thing I want to say, keep your head open. We all see what's going on. That's why we haven't gotten it. And don't let them trick you. That's all I'm saying.
Actually, after everything that just happened, I agree with you. So, yeah. That's the same thing I'm going to say, too.
There you go.
I
Love
think,
you,
I
kid.
think I think that's pretty much simple what to say. What? What the fuck you say, boy?
I said love you, kid.
Yeah, I love me, too. Bro, this is fucking so retarded, the argument we're having.
Oh, trust me,
you
I
what?
know. I didn't start the topic to begin with.
Yeah, but you did. You did.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, boomer.
Basically, you might as well be. Fuck. I basically told you Trump fucking ripped your asshole apart, and you're talking about how good the guy was. Oh, but I think he was good-hearted in the beginning. It's all a fucking act. How many times do I have to explain it? Bro, any sense of hope?
know what?
Bro,
You know
guess
what?
what? When he brought down our taxes, that was a short-term illusion for us, just like when Obama fucking was like the savior for the LGBTQ. And look, every other president is from the other party. We go Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat. Keeping the fucking... Look, right now, all the division they caused last year... Bro, 2021 is way more fucking racist than I even remember in high school or the fucking 10s.
Yes, but I agree with you with that, though.
That's my point, but you have
I
to...
agree with you with that part. That part I agree with you with. I swear to God, bro, I'm about to fucking come over there, bro, flip you upside down, spit in your fucking butthole. All right, bro? Fucking relax.
Yeah, I'm just saying the difference between me and you think it just switches back and forth because people get
It
pissed and then
no,
magically more people vote the next time for the other party. It's like,
no,
bro.
it's magically it does happen. That's why it's always Republican, Democrat,
So
Republican,
then you don't
Democrat.
realize this isn't the first
That's what
time we were
happens.
cheated. This is
No,
the
because
first time it was
it's but
noticed.
no, because oh man, we're gonna.
Bro, if our fucking votes were official, the fucking independent parties would have been in a long time ago. They only need 15% of votes to start having a fair three-way competition. If our votes were legit, you don't think 15% of this country wants something new? I do, especially if you look back in time how many people hated both parties and magically they never got fucking at least 15% over more than half a century. And you think all our votes actually matter? Just because you vote for the main guy because you don't want to
Yeah,
contribute to the other main guy that
yeah.
you think makes a
So
fucking difference?
so 15%. So if I told you 15% of people wanted to fucking have their toes bashed in, you're gonna vote for that?
No, my point is it would be a fair three-way debate.
Again, I'm saying so. Fucking people come inside. It is a fair debate. They go inside their fucking thing. They make the debates. They make their fucking arguments. They make their standpoints, their views, and do it that way.
No, I'm
It's not
talking
like it
about
fucking.
when I talk
It's
about
not
a
like they
fair
sit
debate,
there.
they need that 15. I need to cut you off because you're totally destroying the message and you're incorrect. A fair debate would be Joe Jorgensen on stage with Trump and Biden while they're fucking debating right before Election Day.
But if they couldn't make it there, that means that nobody really
Because the
supports
fucking
them.
votes are tossed out, you fucking
Because
moron.
majority of the people in America are voting for them,
Bro,
not fucking for the 15%.
bro,
That's it.
they've been fucking tossing their votes forever, bro. Both parties actively keep them
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Okay.
I'm saying, I know you
I get
think.
that. I
But
get that.
then again, I am talking to a Republican that thinks he's libertarian because he
Bro,
supports gay marriage
bro,
and legal pot. When
bro,
there's way more to it than just that.
For Christ's sake, at the same time, somebody who thinks he's libertarian but supports more left fucking leaning sides than fucking anything neutral. Like you don't fucking
Like what?
understand. You
What?
don't understand libertarianism at all.
What do I support that involves government control from either side?
Uh, Pretty much government control for everything as medical care, schooling, everything that's gonna be there for LGBTQ, all that kind of stuff. All that stuff is not libertarianism. Libertarianism is pretty much government not being involved in none of that stuff. Nothing at all. All government libertarianism is legit government saying that they're there to protect you. It's legit. Being there to protect you. You have your freedoms, do whatever the fuck you want, and everybody stays out of it. It's pretty much almost the closest thing to anarchy, except for the fact that there's still something there to pretty much protect you.
Yeah,
That's what
except people
libertarianism is.
and when
It's
the
not.
fucking
It's not the benefit of left or right. It's pretty much anarchy, except someone's there to protect you.
yeah,
That's
but
it.
you benefit from what the left and right use.
No, it's not that at all. That's not libertarianism.
So you
Libertarianism is
don't
the
you
least
don't you
amount of
don't think it
taxes.
would you don't think it would
Libertarianism is the least amount of taxes and least amount of government enforcement of anything. That includes you being, or me, you being talking about fucking taxes, LGBTQ, BLM, all that kind of crazy shit. Government is out of it. That's legit between the people.
yeah, which
All
helps
that
with
is,
all the laws against it. What are you talking
no, it
about?
doesn't. No,
Yes,
it
it
doesn't.
does.
No, it doesn't. Because
Bro,
it
what are
leaves
you talking about?
Libertarianism leaves it up to the state.
Bro,
No taxes, no nothing, no taxes, no bullshit about
yeah,
government
but
saying you have to
because
do this.
like a
It's
small
nothing there
example,
involved.
because of left wing and right wing policies, like for example, where I live, even though weed's legal and guns are legal, you can't walk around with in possession of marijuana while you're carrying a gun.
Libertarianism is the fact that each state has their own ideals what they could do whatever the fuck they want. There's no taxes. Federal government will not tax you besides the very minimum to get you to support and control the government basically where it protects the whole entire country and the country will not control you in the state what they believe is right. So they're only there to protect you, not to be there to tell you what to do and what not to do because each state is there to be their own individual entity. That's libertarianism. Not to sit there and say, "Oh, LGBTQ," sit there and go, health benefits, schooling. No, that's left up to the state. Each state has their own right to do things, and the taxes aren't there to be manipulated by the government, federally. It's all out of there. It's pretty much anarchy, except for the fact that the government protects the country. Nothing else. That's it. That's libertarianism.
All right. So you basically feel like me.
Everything's out of the question.
I guess because I support universal health care and voted for Joe Jorgensen, like people would look at me like a Trump supporter would look at you because you compared to the average Trump supporter, you actually support like equal rights for everybody and shit. You know.
I do. I think
Yeah,
libertarianism
no, but
supports
I'm
it.
saying, yeah, I'm saying that's my biggest point. So yeah, there might be a few things I'm for, but nowhere near the point to ever vote mains. Bro, honestly, I don't even at this point, bro. Fucking all voting does is fucking risk wasting your time with jury duty.
Yeah, I guess yeah. It says it
Bro,
does.
honestly, I'm looking
It
for
does.
ways to
It does.
deregister to vote because fucking, especially after fucking this time and having our eyes open now, fucking, bro, that seems like all it is, bro.
But that's the thing.
I actually
Libertarianism.
got out of my first jury duty because of COVID.
I have put it this way. I haven't done one thing of jury duty yet. How about that?
I know people that did it when they were fucking 19.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Actually, I twice I've been to court and never got selected. When I was 18, 19, I have not gone to court for it. But since then, I'm fucking 28 years old now. I still haven't fucking done it yet. I have not done jury duty. But despite that, I'm saying libertarianism, all that kind of shit, is literally just eliminating a lot of things. Basically saying that the government is only there to protect the country, protect your rights, and that's it. Limited taxes, no taxes. Only taxes that are there is just to keep the country going, pretty much supporting our army. That's it. Other than that, every state has their own jurisdiction, their own place. It's the closest thing to anarchy, literally the closest thing to anarchy, without being an actual anarchist fucking place. That's legit libertarianism. No taxes, no government sitting there telling you what you can and can't do. No public health care, no fucking public housing, no public fucking anything really public, you want to call it. There's nothing there. It's just whatever they want to do, you can do because it's your choice. That's it. That's true libertarianism. And you're trying to tell me that you're a true libertarian. That's what it really is. That's libertarianism to its fullest extent.
Well, I'm way closer to it than you.
No, you're not.
Bro, how are you going to say that when fucking I voted libertarian?
How can I say that? Because you voted libertarian and I voted for my side doesn't mean I'm any less than you are or any more than you are. It doesn't mean anything. At this point now, this last election, it just shows that it doesn't
Okay,
fucking matter.
so actually supporting it directly doesn't count. All right.
Actually supporting direct doesn't fucking count. Yeah, it doesn't count because you voted for somebody who legit didn't fucking have an actual say, but the person who became into power wound up actually overpowering everything that takes away all your libertarianism.
Yeah, they didn't have a chance because of the
So,
cheating.
so instead of supporting somebody who is closer to your goals, you wound up voting for somebody who couldn't achieve it, and wound up letting someone else come into power. So now I could become an asshole and say, "Oh, you voted for somebody else who does pretty much has no chance of it."
Yeah, which shows my point that whatever side you're on, you're equally as brainwashed because I would get the same feedback from a Biden supporter or a Trump
So
supporter.
yeah, so there's
So,
no, so there's no fucking argument that we can make that would make sense because you can sit there and say in your own little bubble
because
like,
you
oh,
won't
I
accept that you're
voted,
brainwashed,
I
even though
voted, I
you're
voted.
saying word for word
You're a
what a
fucking
Democrat
hippie.
would tell me.
So you're a fucking hippie who goes, oh, I'm gonna sit there and man, I'm gonna sit there, man, I'm gonna sit there and vote for this person, man, because they're from my side, man. and I'm gonna get away with this because you know what? This is what I voted for. I feel good about it. Instead of realizing that no, if you didn't vote for someone who's closer to your side of it and want to pushing along with it over the years to get your side noticed,
Yeah.
then you've done
But
nothing.
guess, but
You've done nothing. You've done nothing to help because we can all sit there and fuck. I
bro,
mean, for
you
nothing.
still talk like we have a legitimate voting system, even though it's clear we don't. And the funny part is, you're gonna say that Republicans aren't as brainwashed as Democrats when I would have the exact same argument with a Republican or a Democrat.
So what's the argument?
The argument is either way, you're fucking brainwashed. There is no argument here on your end because it's
So
clear
what's the
that our
argument?
vote doesn't mean anything. Like, how could you sit there and say that our election had fraud and tell me that I lost Trump's chances by voting for Joe Jorgensen? And now you're going to say, oh, but this was the first time there was fraud. So it's impossible
I'm
that
not saying that either.
if our vote actually mattered, they would have probably hit the 15% before we were even born, and we'd be used to three people having a fair debate.
Yeah, but I never said either. I all I just said was the fact that this is the first presidency that we use electronic mail-in votes, electronic vote-ins, all that kind of stuff. This is the first time that we ever had a real legitimate system where it's fucking internet-based. We mailed out multiple ballots, multiple times to multiple addresses, multiple times to give him multiple votes. Where obviously it faded in there. I mean, you saw it. We both watched it live. We both watched it
Bro, the
live.
military's been using mail in voting for over 20 years.
Yeah, that doesn't fucking matter. That's fucking more legitimate. They don't send multiple ballots to each fucking person. Bro, they sent multiple ballots to each person. Bro, I got fucking 5 different ballots. I got 5 different fucking five different mail-in ballots. And I did not send one of them out. But I got 5. And I guarantee you if I look it up, I guarantee they're probably gonna say I voted for Biden.
Yeah, so here you go. Since I looked it up, since I admit it, sometimes, we might not be 100% correct on little arguments, and this was your case to be incorrect. So we were both incorrect with one of the statements we made in that argument. So soldiers actually started using mail in voting during the Civil War and World War II, but by the late 1800s, some states were extending ballots under certain conditions. In the year 2000, Oregon was the first state to move to an all mail voting system. So it's not the first time that we've had mail in voting. So that's an invalid argument
but
that
that's the
that's why
argument.
we were cheated.
Yeah, but that's the argument people you've been using. Democrats use the
Exactly. And then you don't hear me when everything's
Yeah,
a
but
show.
yeah,
Bro,
but it's
you're
not universal. It's not universal. There's multiple times every single person, bro. How many fucking ballots did you get when the fucking election happened? I got 5.
Bro, I get that, but
I've
I
got
also
5.
get because I overcame that.
I've never got
Bro,
one ballot in the mail.
just by your reactions, it's clear. I know it's fucking terrifying that we have no power, but it's just the cold truth.
Bro, you're not answering my question. How many ballots have you got since you've been voting? How
Bro,
many
it
ballots have you
doesn't
got in the mail?
fucking matter.
How many mail? No, it
I
does
got
matter
I
because
got one
you're
fucking
trying to
ballot.
bring in.
I got
I got
one ballot
5.
in the mail.
And I got
Well,
5.
I'll say what everyone says. Well, post a picture of the 5 of them. Because if I got 5 ballots, I'd be saving
Yeah,
that shit for a
Facebook
picture.
Live or it didn't happen.
No, I'm saying if I genuinely got multiple ballots, I would have at least posted a picture or saved it for use. I wouldn't have chucked them. Because that's very insane.
I got 5.
And you still have them?
Now it's too old. No, obviously not.
Well,
Now it's fucking
no,
too
to me
old.
that's not obvious. It's not too old because you're still
Obviously, I
using
don't
it.
have it.
It's not obvious because if I got multiple ballots, I would have saved them to prove a point in the future.
Bro, there's multiple people online who fucking showed you who voted for what, where their addresses are, and they people who actually did quote unquote vote. They went to these addresses where they quote unquote voted, and they were all fucking abandoned buildings. They were all abandoned places. They were all fucking empty lots. Bro, this is the worst case ever. And there's multiple videos of it, and guess what? They all get flagged. Fucking for Christ's sake, Steven Crowder right now is getting sued. Oh, Steven Crowder is suing YouTube because he proved this whole entire point we're talking about right now. He proved them wrong, and YouTube actually took his channel off. Now he's fucking suing them, and he's on the verge of winning, along with the quartering, along with Tim Pool, along with a bunch of other people. They're all fucking. It's a big fucking thing. You're telling me that this wasn't targeted towards a specific party. It's not targeted towards. This didn't. This never happened. Like I'm false for what I'm telling you.
I'm
Get the fuck
telling
out of here.
you that it
That
was never
yeah
fair.
yeah. No, I'm
Yeah,
telling
maybe
you
they
that this
have
is the
more
worst.
things to
I never
alter
said
it
it was
even more.
fair.
Just
I
because it's
never
the
said it was
worst
fair.
doesn't mean it was never cheated.
I never said it was fair, but I said this is the worst.
Yeah, but just because it was worse doesn't mean it was never cheated. And if it's
I
cheated
said
at all,
again,
means we
this
don't
is
have a
not the
voice like we think we do.
again, like I said, this is not the first, but this is the worst. That's it. That's what I'm saying. This is not the first, but this is the worst. That's
Yeah.
it.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, if I lost my leg and then lost my arm, I'm still going to be pissed that I lost my leg.
But not your arm.
I'm saying it's not like I'm going to be like, oh, well, it's worse that I lost my arm. It's like I'm still going to be pissed about both. Just because this was the worst we was
No,
cheated doesn't mean that
it
there
doesn't
was
make any
hope
sense.
back in the day.
No, I'm sorry. No, bro. Seriously.
Correction, it doesn't make sense to you. But my point is, just because it was the
Correction
worst
doesn't make sense to me,
bro,
bro.
just because it's the worst we were cheated doesn't mean it was ever fair.
There was, bro, literally over history, we had the fairest election system ever. It was very fair. Now, this one time that all this stuff happened, this was honest. Bro, you can't sit there and deny it. You watched it before your own eyes. We both watched it. This was clearly before our own eyes. And I've watched the election before this. And the election before that, too, with the Obama and what's his face?
Yes.
McCain.
Why do you think the
So,
fact checkers are going crazy? This is the first
is
time
the
that
absolute
society has
worst.
so much access to everything.
Bro,
So
we
they're
had
trying to
access to everything
bury it.
before that.
Bro,
So
what are
we
you
had access
talking
for the
about?
last 20
You
years.
go, bro, but that's my point, but not to the extent we do now.
Bro, this is the absolute fucking worst one ever. Bro, it was right in front of our fucking face. Bro, it legit was right in front of our fucking face. Like you said, even with Jorgensen, dude, she fucking lost almost 200,000 fucking votes in one state alone. Like, dude, that's fucking.
Yeah, like I'm saying,
I watched it before that. I'd
due
never
to the
seen that.
technology we have, it's the first time we're seeing it. Why do you think they're going
No,
so
'cause
crazy
I
on?
watched it live.
But why do you think
Bro,
they're
I'm into
going?
politics
Oh
since
my
I was
God, bro,
16.
you're not listening to
Oh.
me. What I'm saying is, our country's about to turn 245 years old. And we've had internet for 30 years, and the last 10 years, we've had way more access than they ever imagined possible. Why do you think they're going through such great lengths with all these fact checkers that are lying and burying everything that we see by manipulating the SEO and everything else? Yes, you watched it live. Well, guess what? You could have watched it live 10 years ago, and there was nowhere near as many people posting videos, pulling up facts, pulling up shit we didn't see, and there wasn't as much people paying attention to it like they are now. So you
That
have
doesn't
all this
matter because I
information that we
watched
have
it in front of
access
my
to in our
face.
pocket. That's my point. But guess what? You could have watched the election live in 1970, and there was no fucking internet, and there wasn't people grabbing info this and there. You go back to the 50s when people pretended like oral sex was taboo, and everything was so taboo, and everyone just fucking stayed blinded and followed and believed everything they read in the paper. They had the control. They always had the control. Now anyone can make a fucking website and start digging shit up that they've spent fucking decades and decades and centuries fucking burying. Of course they're going to freak out and start hiding everything. So just because it's the first time it's noticed doesn't mean that it just started. It just got exposed.
Again, I'm trying to say is that I've been watching the election for the last 3 times. The last 3 times, nothing like this ever happened. It was no significant change. It was always steady. Nobody ever seen a fucking pause or a stop. And this is one thing, a pause or a stop on a fucking election where out of nowhere there are no votes coming in. And out of nowhere, one party got a substantial amount of votes. There was never a fucking particular time where we seen that. Especially right now, there was never a part of time where we had to see that. Oh, okay, well, we're doing mail-in ballots, universal mail-in ballots, not just a regular one, but universal, where everyone pretty much could get a ballot. Like I said, I got one 5 fucking times, and
Yeah.
I threw them all out.
But guess what? My point is because it affected you personally, it's the first time you noticed.
No, bro, it's.
Bro, you could go back
Mm,
to fucking you could go back to when fucking everyone was freaking out about the fucking recount where Bush won when they thought Al Gore was winning. And fucking if you
yeah,
were voting for Al Gore, you would have been like you would have been saying the same shit besides the mail-in shit. But no one realizes till they get cheated, which is my point. We've always
yeah.
been cheated. It's just noticed. It doesn't matter how much worse or how much better it was, blah, blah, blah. If there's any cheating at all, it was never fair. We never had as much of a voice as we thought we had. So just because it's more noticed doesn't mean this is the first time that we're fucked and we have an illegitimate president. It's like it's
Yeah,
always
I
happened.
still,
It's just
I
becoming
still think it's
noticed.
the same. It's still on the same level.
Which, bro, every argument you're making proves my initial point. If you
You could, yeah,
refuse to
okay,
accept the
fine. You could
fact
say
that you
that.
were brainwashed or
You could say that.
manipulated,
Yeah, you could say that.
and from your stance and anyone that listens, I mean, I guarantee you that you never will, or it'll take a long time because you have too much of that pride.
Okay,
I'm
and
saying to admit,
what
like, even if
and
you realized you were lied to, you'd have too
like
much pride.
I love how you stopped. I love how you stopped at the pride, but you had nothing to say
I
after that.
actually stopped because I heard you fucking pissing in the background. You fucking 10th beer you probably had during the show. That's why I paused. So I didn't pause because you had a point. I heard you pissing in a fucking can. So
Okay, so finish. So
I
finish.
was done, but you were bringing up my pause.
Yeah, no. So you were done, but you said that. Oh, you stopped because of my piss. So my piss is done. So finish your point.
Yeah, I finished after I paused.
Oh, so
You were
oh,
about to
so
use the
it
fact that I
wasn't my
paused.
piss.
No,
It
you
wasn't my piss, but you just stopped because you waited
bro,
for my response.
I finished
Then
my
what is it?
I was waiting for your response. I finished. I paused before I
Okay,
finished.
so
You were going to try to use my pause as like I'm lying or trying to figure out how to make
no, I
myself sound
wasn't gonna
good.
use nothing like that.
Well,
I
I
wasn't none of
finished
that.
talking.
I was waiting for you to fucking say something because your
Yeah,
pause was so, like, it was so abrupt that I didn't know what to say. Like there was nothing to it.
I paused and then you
There
made
was
me
nothing
pause
to
when
it.
I was almost done talking. I'm done. Bro,
No, you fucking paused. You paused, and there was nothing for me to say. Like I was sitting there waiting for you to say something, and then I'm sitting there going, and
bro, I just explained into depth what a
you,
brainwashed person is, regardless of what side they're on. And literally the last half hour, 40 minutes after I made that statement, you proved my point. You could have been a full blown Democrat and fucking proved my point.
yeah. At the same time, I could be sitting there looking at fucking YouTube videos and listen to fucking any fucking bullshit website that says a conspiracy is right. But it is what it
Yeah, and
is.
I don't sit here and look. I really don't look at conspiracy websites.
No,
These
you
are all the
don't. No, you don't.
realizations
No, you
I.
don't. No, you don't. It's just. I mean, we both look at a lot of things equally together, but I think you're going over the top with a lot of different topics. That's my 2 cents. But I'm not saying you don't make sense. It's something for me to think about. I mean, I'll end it off over here. I think you make a lot of sense of what you say. Honestly, I think you make a lot of sense. It's just I gotta be able to sit there and grasp it. I gotta listen to it. I gotta look at some stuff. I don't want to sit there and make a counter argument. Although I think you're trying to insult me and my intelligence sometimes. At the same time, you think I am doing it to you, but I don't think that this last one was a great one. But I'll look into it. I'll look into it.
What last one? What? What wasn't a great one?
The fact you're trying to tell me that this whole thing about the voting system, how this was, I mean, we've talked about multiple times, how this voting system was always rigged, which, again, I never disagreed with. I never said it wasn't ever rigged. I do also say that I think this was the worst one, which I expressed multiple times. This is the absolute
I
worst one.
agreed with that.
No, okay, yeah, but
I
at
said
the
it's
same
the
time,
worst one and the first time it was
yeah, but
noticed.
yeah, no,
But
it's been
any
noticed,
cheating,
but it's been if it was the first time it was noticed, then the George Bush one wouldn't have happened. There was also one that happened in 1894, I believe, 1894 or 1893, with Thomas Jefferson. Or I gotta look into it again. That's going way too far back. On my memory's not too sharp on that particular one. But there's multiple times where people all want to recount and it want to be in the favor of the person. This is the one of the first ones that wound up not being in the favor, and also is the first one ever to be a universal ballot. No way ever used a universal fucking mail-in ballot.
yeah,
Nobody.
but my point is, if you acknowledge that there was ever cheating, just not this bad, if there's any form of cheating, any argument about how great the electoral college is and why you should vote for a candidate, whatever, is invalid. It's like if the system's cheated at all and you think your vote matters, you just shot. And whoever you are, anyone, a lot of people think like that. Oh, it might be cheated a little, but you should still vote for the main guy,
You don't realize what I'm
so
trying to say. I'm just gonna drop it at this point. You don't realize what I'm trying to say. I understand where you're coming from too, but there was many times in the past where it came where obviously we could all make the argument and we could all be conspiratorial and say yeah it was cheated back in the past. But this is the absolute worst one where the first time in history where we used a universal ballot, where it was obviously manipulated to get this fucking guy in his favor to get him into office. Like there's nothing. We can't deny the fact that that's what happened. I hate to fucking say that because I really didn't want to use this fucking episode about this, but yeah, that's what fucking happened.
exactly. And what makes me laugh more than anything is that just because, like, if you think it's the first time because it's the first time we noticed, then you're way out there.
Again, talking about universal ballots. You're legit going over like it's going over your fucking head. I'm talking about the universal ballots that pretty much brought him into the power. I mean, I don't care about the other years really. That is what it is because I hated the fact because I hated back in 2011, 2012, 2011, yeah, 2011 when Obama got his fucking second term. Yeah, it was 2011. Yeah, 2011. Obama got his second term. I didn't vote. I didn't vote. But I hated the fact he got in, even though I thought that confidently that he would be lost. But I didn't think it was cheating. I thought it was just, the American people. This is the first time ever I'm noticing. Oh, I keep
Key
saying first I'm
word, you
noticing.
thought.
Bro, I was watching it live. And there was not one particular time where there was a pause. There was no universal ballot. I never got a letter in the mail about me sending in my vote. Nobody really did, unless, again, like you said, a military person who was out of their country got that. That's different. But this is the first time there's a universal fucking mail-in ballot around the whole entire world, around the whole entire country. Got it. And I said I got one 5 times. You could say, like you said, oh, show me the pictures. I don't have that. So my board's useless at that point, but still. I got it 5 fucking times. I've looked it up. They told me, they wound up showing me that I did vote for Trump the last election. But there are accounts that have shown people who have voted for Biden, who voted for Trump, or voted multiple times for Biden, and at the same time still shows they voted for Trump. It just keeps going that way. At the same time, there's also places that show that people who voted for Biden at the addresses that were given aren't even real addresses. They're empty parking lots. They're burned down apartment buildings. They're fucking gas stations. They're everything. You never seen that with any previous elections. And the fact that you argue with me about this and you don't understand that, it kind of it bothers me because like you know that's true.
But when did I
Like this
say I
is a
didn't?
big
I
issue.
said just because it's the first time it's noticed and it was the worst one doesn't mean I'm incorrect that it was always cheated.
again, okay, you got a point there, but I'm saying, okay, so you admit this is definitely the worst one.
Yeah, it's the worst
This
because
is
it.
definitely the worst
Yeah,
one.
and it's the first noticed
Okay,
one.
okay. No,
Just
it's been
because it's.
noticed. It's
Just,
been noticed.
yeah, but I'm talking about on this level. It's
It's been
widely
noticed, but no,
noticed.
this is the craziest one. Like this is like the worst fucking one. Like this is fucking insane.
Yeah, which proves a point I made a while ago. The reason it's noticed is because they fucked up. They always been doing this. This is just the first time they fucked it up.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I believe the reason they fucked it up is because they tried the mail-in voting. That's why. I think that's a
They
new
didn't
thing.
try. They did it.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's the first time they used it, and it fucked them
Yeah.
up. And they might as well have just did what they always used to do, and now they're kicking themselves. Or who knows? Maybe they wanted us to notice to create division and arguments because they knew everyone that they made hate Trump will fucking not care, even if the cheating was obvious. So that could just be one of the many divide and conquer tactics that we've been seeing.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm
But you know
saying. But
what?
you know what? That's why I don't even sit here like if our government stays the same way, I don't get excited thinking like a Trump or a Republican candidate's going to be Biden in 24. It's like, that's what I mean by the brainwash too. If you don't realize we need a complete overhaul on how our country's ran and handled, then you're equally as lost as like anyone else that's supports a
Yeah.
mainstream thing. Like we need a change, and guess what? Trump ran for 4 years. Shit's still the same, got worse, whatever, because of Biden, whatever. It's always a back and forth. You could go to any period of
Yeah.
time. Someone's pissed or happy about something that a Democrat or a Republican did. That's just always how it's been. And all the debt we're
Yeah.
accumulating and everything else, it's just that this country is fucked if we don't have a real change. And going back and forth between Republicans and Democrats has proven that we're not going to get it from that, and we need something else. And they know a lot of us are seeing that. That's why the cheating is becoming more obvious. And they're freaking out that people are noticing more things. And guess what? The internet's been around for 30 years. It's recent that there's a fact checker on every fucking thing. Because majority of the life of the internet, you had to specifically go to fact checking websites to check facts. Now it's in your face, and some of them are blatantly lies to promote their agenda.
Yeah, we can't rely on them.
That's what I'm saying. Now they're going out of their way to fact check it. So it's a completely different era. It's not like, internet's been around for 30 years, but it's way different. And we have access to
Yeah.
way more information. Plus, you forget the first couple of years, the first 5, 10 years of internet, it wasn't as much of a necessity. And most people that had it were people that had the extra money for the luxury. Now it's like everyone, you could be broke as fuck and have a $50 Walmart phone in your pocket where you could fucking use Google anywhere on the planet. It's way different. Even 10 years ago, you didn't have affordable phones that were half decent. Now I fucking Uber. Check this out. I fucking Uber homeless people that get dropped off at fucking Walgreens to charge their fucking iPhones. It's a completely different world.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck to say about that. Cause
I'm just saying, homeless people have access to all the internet shit now. It's so much more accessible. Like you
I
could be.
can't pay you, but drive me here.
Well, no, they prepay on the app. Somehow they fund a fucking card that lets them order Ubers.
Oh,
Uh,
so that's where my money goes. Okay.
but I'm saying it's like
Better than drugs and alcohol.
it's like we live in a. When I say there's more access to more information, even homeless people obtain internet. So like anyone could access it now. It's not like back in the day, bro. You even go to the mid thousands where if people were broke, they didn't have like internet or fast
Yeah,
computers.
you had to go to fucking library.
Yeah, that's my point. So it's still fairly new that no matter what class you fall in, you have access to everything.
Yeah.
So that's why even
But
this election, I mean, even 5 years ago, I didn't, you didn't see fucking homeless people walking around with smartphones.
yeah,
But now
that's
you
true.
do. I'm saying it's changing
Yeah,
more than
yeah.
people think. And that's what's scary, though. It's easy not to notice these things. So even that's what I think
or
about. I mean,
you
look
know,
at all this shit I'm noticing and we're noticing throughout this show. I mean, just imagine how much shit we still don't realize. It's like we dig to find like majority of the shit we know and
yeah,
have
yeah, we
learned.
do, but yeah, but God, I'm really, fuck it, I'm gonna say it anyway. I think I told you this story multiple times, but you know how many times I see homeless people, or I don't want to say homeless, but people who are like on the street and they say like, oh, they want change, and I always tell them, I roll down my window, I tell them like, okay, yeah, I'll give you some money, and they're like, okay, can you give me some money? I'm like, yeah, what are you gonna do for it? And they all turn around like, what the fuck? And again, this is not being perverted. I'm not being perverted, dude. But it's just my response, like when as soon as I see someone like who's like desperate for money, who has a sign up like, oh, just give me change for free. I roll down my window and they come up to my, they literally just stand in front of my window. So I roll down my window. I'm like, okay, yeah. Well, what are you gonna do for it? And they literally just turn me like, oh, I ain't sucking your dick, guy. I ain't doing this, whatever. I'm like, I never said that. You go fucking sit there and wash my window. You go fucking spit shine the bitch. I don't give a fuck. I'll give you $1 or whatever for it. I'll give you some money. They're fucking expecting me to give them change because your ass is fucking being a poor crackhead fucking on the side of the street. Bro, at the same time I see those people, I see fucking people in the middle of the street selling water bottles. And every time I see someone selling a water bottle, guess what? I buy a fucking water bottle. Why? Because they're actually doing something.
Well, I used to do that when I was driving in traffic in Brooklyn working because I was fucking thirsty.
I would actually, but I would buy the water bottle if I had the money on me, cash. I would buy the water bottle because they're actually doing something. Selling a water bottle, selling a Coca Cola, selling a Gatorade. Dude, I would buy it because guess what? They're actually doing something that provides me a service, not just stand there with a fucking
See,
sign.
I'm an asshole with that. Like, whenever I see people selling shit on the street, like, and when it's like blatantly obvious they don't have permits and shit, if they're not white, I'm like, fuck that shit. Because if I was doing that, the cops would be checking my permits and everything else.
I
I
don't
don't.
give a fuck,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
Hustle is
I don't.
hustle.
I don't support shit that I can't do myself. Fuck that.
No, I
But
mean, bro,
that's a personal thing.
you've been with me. You've been with me. You've been with me, fucking doing a bunch of stupid little hustles.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
but we weren't in a situation to even be asked for a permit, so that's a different story.
No, yeah, I mean, we weren't
Uh,
standing in the middle of the street, but
like for example,
you know that you you know that I was hustled.
where I live, if you're Latin or black, you could set up a cart on any corner and no one's gonna bother you. You're gonna make your money. But if you're white and you do that shit, the first cop that passes you is gonna be looking for permits.
I got a I got actually a really nice
Because we live
chemistry.
in a society where they're not scared of white people at all, even
Yeah, that's
from
a big issue
an
too.
authority level. Like even where I live, my apartment complex, there's less white people, and like we'll get notices if we like have something hanging in the window or have a plant outside. But then you'll see like the Mexicans across the way have a whole fucking garden in front of their house.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
fucking growing fig tree. Yeah, they're growing fig
yeah,
trees
they
and
literally, bro.
fucking tomatoes.
I literally think one Mexican family that lives below me has livestock. They have like fucking chickens in an apartment. Bro, it's fucking crazy. Literally a one-bedroom apartment. They got like fucking 10 kids and livestock. It's like,
I can imagine.
but
I can imagine you got
I'll get
fucking
a
some show
fucking,
chickens.
I'll get one out of three strikes if I have a curtain hanging on my door. Like,
Some bitch, fucking. Yeah. But no, seriously, man. I mean, you've been there for my hustles. I mean, I've done a lot of hustling, and I've always been that kind of person. You've been there when I done the fish tank thing. Flipping cars, even buying cars. You always were there, with me. So you see what I did. So I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I think you could also respect the fact that I don't think that you would give money towards somebody there with a sign. Like imagine someone there with a sign like,
yeah,
"Oh, I'm homeless."
I'm gonna wreck your point. There was one time I gave this guy, he could have been lying, whatever. I didn't care. He had the homeless vet sign, and I was Uber and I was having a decent day. I threw him $10, and he thanked me. He was like, "Oh wow, thanks so much." I mean, regardless, the guy was fucking old, standing in fucking July heat in fucking Vegas. I mean, it's fucking hot as balls. But
But
that,
how hot are the balls in theory?
well, like today, we're on our sixth day of
Uh,
113-degree
yeah,
weather.
yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing though. That day, and I don't do it often, but that day I gave that man $10 from my tip money. Not shitting you. 2 hours later, I got $100 tip for driving a drunk guy across the street.
I don't understand where this is going.
I'm saying, like, maybe it's a karma thing. I don't know. But magically, the one day I gave a homeless guy $10, I literally drove someone to a hotel that was across the street from where he was. It was a Canadian guy
Oh,
drunk off his ass, and he tipped me $100.
you know what? I don't think I ever. I don't think I said this in the show. I think I told you, personally. So did I tell you that I gave a guy my shoes, who knocked
Yeah,
on my
yeah,
door?
you did bring this up on like 2 episodes ago.
Oh, I didn't. Fuck it. I'm not gonna bring it up again. Um, but there's been many times that I've tried giving people something, and I never expect anything back. Just as you, I mean, you don't either. I don't do something to expect anything back. But I do look at things like when someone stands in a corner, like, with a sign, I'm homeless, give me something, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I don't, and it's not being mean. I'm not trying to be mean, but I don't sit there, I don't look at that person and say, oh, I gotta give the money.
Oh, me
But if
neither.
somebody, but if somebody's doing something, like if I walk by, I mean, Christ, like, how many times have we walked, being in New York, well, literally being in New York City,
It
how many times
only
we
hits
walked
me in
by.
the feels when they have a dog with them or something.
It's not even the feels, but how many times have you walked by someone in New York City? They're playing their heart out, playing guitar. They're singing. They're they're actually performing and doing something. And you know what? You got some change in your pocket. Even if it's a fucking dime or a nickel or a penny. You just what, you walk by, this fucking guy's playing his heart out, playing drums, doing something. That's worth it. To me, that's worth it. I like that. I'll give something. If I have something in my pocket, I'll give it. But if
Yeah,
someone's sitting there begging for it in a street corner, just like with a sign, like, oh, I need something to eat. Cause real short story, I was working at Con Edison. A fucking I was an asshole. A fucking guy. I was working with my partner. We were sitting there working, doing a manhole, a power outage. This guy was sitting there homeless. I walked over. He came over to us and said, "Hey, you guys, got any change?" I said, "No, we got any change." He goes, "Oh, I need something to eat." And I said, "Okay, no problem." Guess what I did?
why?
I walked across the street to the McDonald's. And this is fucking 7:30 in the morning. I go across to McDonald's. I got the fucking guy a cup of coffee. I got him a couple of the sausage McMuffins, sausage egg cheese McMuffins, and I brought it to him. He goes, "Okay." He walks down to the corner, which is legit fucking like 20 feet away. You know what he does?
Why?
Throws it in the fucking garbage.
Oh yeah, I had one guy in Manhattan. I think this was a long time ago. Uh, probably like 10 plus years ago. There was a bunch of homeless people in that part of Manhattan. I forget if I was in Times Square or whatever. And this one guy asked me for money. Whatever. I was in a good mood. I threw him like $5. He just looks at me and he's like, "That's it." I fucking ripped it out of his hands and put it in like someone else's cup, and they were like, "Oh, bless you."
Bro, no way you did that. You fucking serious?
Bro, the guy literally stared at me and said, "That's it." Not even any sign of thanks. And I gave him fucking $5.
Yo,
Tell me
bro,
that's
that,
not balls to have a
bro,
response like that.
bro, that no,
What the
that
fuck?
reminds me of a story. That reminds me of a story my grandpa told me. Actually, no, not my grandpa, my grandma told me. Fucking. So this is back in like 1979, 1980. Basically, my grandparents were into traveling. I think I told you, dude. They had a van. They used to travel around. This is one time they were in Vegas. So they're in Vegas, and apparently they were in like one of these diners, and they had something to eat. My grandpa left a tip. My grandpa left a tip after eating, right? And as he was walking out, the waiter, or yeah, the waiter, fucking was like, "Oh, hold on." So when he came back, the waiter was like, "Are you sure about this? Is he said, is this it?" And he opened his hand. Apparently, back in the day, in like 1979, 1980, a quarter was a good tip. And my grandpa looks and he goes, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, is this it?" So he looks at, "Oh, let me fix that." So he took the quarter out of the guy's hand and goes, "Now you get nothing," and walked out of the place.
Yeah, you told me.
Bro, tell me that's not the fucking greatest fucking thing to do. I want to
Oh
one day
yeah.
do that. I want to one day just do that.
Well, bro, if you start giving fucking change to homeless people, you'll see a smart ass remark like
You-
that. They're
bro, you
fucking
got you.
bad, bro. They got fucking balls now too. I go to the 7-Elevens by my house. I tell them I have no cash. They ask me to do cash back. I just look. I'm like, are you fucking
Yo,
out of your
yeah,
mind, bro?
yeah.
Fuck out of here with that. They'll give me a story, and especially if like talking about how everyone thinks like white people are scared of them, whatever. It's always like the fucking big black dude that's like has like that look, like trying to like intimidate you. Oh well, you got to take the bus home. I'm like, yo, listen, I can't do anything. What the fuck you want from me? Go ask someone
Bro,
else.
I'm sorry, man. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in high school anymore. Neither are you. Nobody's gonna punk me out. I don't give a
Bro,
fuck. You can
I
get as
don't.
big as you want to be. I'm
Bro,
not being
not only
punked out.
that cash back thing just fucking gets under my skin.
Well, yeah, exactly. I don't give a fuck. I mean, my big thing was I would tell people, no, I don't have cash. I carry card. And I heard that excuse. I heard that thing too. Oh, well, you get cash back. And I said, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
and then
care.
it's like
I
a
don't got no
minimum
money.
of $10. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I said no. I say no. And not for nothing, bro. I live between two prisons, so I got people come out of prison fucking doing that shit, and I got people fucking coming over to me fucking trying to like confront me about shit like that. I'm like, no, I ain't giving you nothing, and like, oh yeah, really? Why you gotta be an asshole for? I'm like, why do you gotta be in prison? Why you gotta be broke? That's not my problem. Get back in my
Yeah,
car.
exactly. But I tell Dad, see, like the mid tens when I was working all over New York, I used to make people laugh, because I was like, one time this guy asked me for change when I was at the gas station. He's like, "Oh, you got any spare change?" I was like, "If I did, I'd be getting more than $7 a gas."
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know, I, I'll tell him like it was always when I was pumping gas in Brooklyn. I'm like, yeah, man, you either almost everyone you meet's broke one way or another. You either have nothing or you fucking broke because you have shit.
Oh yeah, but that's the whole thing too, man. I have over here, bro. Fuck, I got a bunch of people come out of prison. They fucking ask me for shit, and I'm like, I really tell them like, if I had the money to do it, would I really be here? Or if I had the money, do you think I would look like this? Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't dress nice when I go out. They look at me like, oh, can you spare some change? I'm trying to get home, this and that, and I'm like, no, I don't have anything. And they ask me for a ride. Can you give me a ride? And I tell them like, no, I drive this way. And then they had the balls to tell me like, oh, I'll go that way. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just not gonna give you a ride.
Oh yeah, the other thing I hate, like the Walmart by my house, whether it's true or not, you always get the story of like people that like gambled all their money and they're trying to figure out how to get home. But
Oh, that's maybe a Vegas thing.
I hate what. Yeah. Oh, bro, ridiculous. But there's one time I was at Walmart with my wife, and I was smoking out front, whatever. And this guy comes up to me, giving me this whole story how his dad asked the Western Union of money, and he was asking if he could use my phone. And like I just straight up said no. And then they
Yeah.
get all pissed off, like, really? I can't just make a call? I'm like, bro, whatever. Then they start saying shit. I'm just looking at them. I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I'm an asshole. Fuck it. You know how many people fucking do that to fucking swipe phones?
Oh yeah. Well, I think I told you about what happened happened a couple weeks ago,
Thanks a
right?
lot, buddy. What? It's like, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
buddy.
What the fuck? I didn't buy a phone to let dirtbags fucking touch it.
Peace out, Club Scout.
Yeah,
Fucking.
you're welcome. Sorry you can't afford a phone. The fuck?
Sorry, not
Would you
sorry.
gamble
Got you.
that too? Because I meet homeless people with phones. Fuck.
But that even reminds me of fucking the last time I told you when the whole thing happened. The guy abusing the girl.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I just thought of what I was gonna say next time.
Well, well, now you're killing my point now at this point. But I'm saying like legit, this is Florida. Basically, this fucking dude, man, this black dude was beating on his fucking girl on the hood of a car. I didn't know about it. I was getting myself some food. Somebody came into the place and said, "Get a manager and call the cops." I'm standing there, and she said this, and I walk outside. Me fucking my heroic mindset, I guess. And I walk outside. Dude's not doing anything. He's just holding his girl. And dude, there's five fucking dudes standing outside. All the people that she was with was five dudes. This one guy was beating on this girl. I'm just wondering in my mind why these people didn't just break it up. I'm not saying beat up the dude, but just break it up. You know what I mean? Hold it back. Like, stop the fight and call the
Yeah.
cops. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there thinking like that, and I'm like, why would I just called him out? So I walked outside and I called him out, and I'm like, this fucking guy. I literally said, man, this fucking guy better not fucking raise his hand, do nothing, otherwise some shit's gonna fucking go down. And then I look over, I see these people talking about it. I told them like, why didn't you stop it? And they all sat there like, literally, they didn't say nothing. They just looked at me like, oh well, we don't want to get involved. And this
Oh,
other
I'm the
fucking
same way. I'm 1,000% the same way, and I
But
think
still,
it's
it's five dudes on one person. You
it
could have
doesn't
broke it
matter,
up
bro.
and
I'm not
called the
going to
cops.
jail because that woman made a bad decision. If your man's beating on you, you fucked up. It's
It
it's
doesn't
far
matter.
from the first time. I ain't risking my freedom for your
Oh yeah, but
fucking
you know
useless
what?
ass.
I'm sorry, but
No, I mean it's
I'm
whatever.
sorry. I'm
Plus, you
sorry,
have more
dude.
reasons than me to fucking not get involved.
I'm sorry, man, but there's five people. If it's one person and you notice, say you're by yourself, and you notice another man beating on his girl, I mean, I could kind of understand why you don't want to get involved. But if there's five dudes and they're all pretty big dudes, again, there's no reason why you couldn't walk over and say, "Hey, stop what you're doing," and call the cops. And not for nothing, break it up. You know what I mean? Just break it because not for nothing, this guy ain't gonna fucking do shit. Especially out here in Florida or even Nevada, open carry state. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like it's
that's
not
what I
gonna
was
happen.
gonna say too. This day and age, I am not going to fucking shoot a black man that isn't a direct threat to me.
No, 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 no. But it's not that. I'm not saying shoot.
It
It's what
could
I'm saying.
lead to
It's
that. What if he
preventing,
does? What if he does attack you? You sit there acting like you know what he's gonna do. Oh, he's not gonna do nothing. Well, guess what? If he
bro,
starts lunging at you with a
bro.
fucking knife, you're gonna have to shoot him. And if you're in a situation where you didn't legally shoot him, then you fucked. All because you had to
Well,
step in. That's why I just fucking go home. Who the fuck cares? You're only seeing it because you had to
I'm
run out
sorry,
for
man,
some
because
stupid shit
you know
anyway.
what? You know what? Because I'm just thinking about a situation that could have been prevented, and you would hope that somebody would step in. You know what I mean? Like you would hope for someone to step in because you're in public. You're in a public place by yourself. Because this is only two people. You have a whole crowd. Like you have a whole audience. At this point now, when I'm standing outside and I started saying my voice, this guy stopped in his tracks. Like he stopped and stepped back. And there's legit five. I called up the five people. Like, why could you just fucking say something? Why'd you have this? Because this guy sent his girlfriend inside to call, to tell the manager, quote unquote manager, to call the cops instead of them fucking doing it on their phone. So I fucking sat there. I was calling the fucking cops, and I sat there saying, you know what? I went off, and this fucking guy fucking tried saying some shit. And this is before I called you. I called you that time too. You remember?
Yeah.
Bro, I went off. Like I went off. This fucking guy fucking was sitting there fucking was doing some shit. He started fucking playing with his fucking belt and shit. And he said something like you really don't want something like you don't want to do this or something like that. So I pretend I sat there and fucking grabbed my shit. I'm like, yeah, you want to do it, man? We could do it. You pull your burner, man. We could both make the fucking beef cook. I got my burner too. Let's fucking do it. The guy just sat back. He didn't do nothing. Cops eventually showed up and I left. But still, like I was fucking like, that little thing right there could help. I'm not gonna say I wasn't gonna be a hero and run over there and beat the shit out of the guy, but you could have at least broke it up between the two people, called the cops, and let it be settled that way. I'm not saying beat the shit out of the person, but you could have broke it up, let it get separated, and let it be handled by the authorities. You know what I mean? And the fact that that never happened, especially for the fact that it was only a one girl, one guy, especially in Florida, or let's just say it happened in Nevada, most people do carry. It's just like you could break it up and just leave it be. And once the cops show up, let it go that way. They all just sat there. And I called them. I'm like, you couldn't call the cops
Yeah, but
yourself.
that's my point. Like from the carrying perspective too, you also got to factor in. All right, I'm still gonna have to deal with jail and a trial before I get determined innocent. And yeah, exactly. You're in a state where everyone carries guns, so do the aggressors majority of the time. So if they not only could they shoot you first, you're gonna have to shoot if they start shooting at you, and you're still
Well,
gonna have
that's
to deal
different,
with all that headache. Like the way I look at it, what do people go to the fucking gas station for at hours like that? Because they either smoke cigarettes or they're alcoholics. So I look at it, all right, if I didn't have an addiction, I wouldn't be seeing this shit anyway. That
bro. It's
helps
a
me
party
ignore
night.
shit.
Well, over here in Tampa, they have something called First Friday. Basically, every single first Friday of the month is a big party, and that was what it was.
I mean, regardless, I'm saying that's how I look at it. All right, if I didn't have this addiction, like if I like I quit smoking, but I used the Zyn nicotine pouches. If I saw something at a station, I'd be like, well, if it wasn't for my addiction, I wouldn't see this shit. So it's not my
So you
problem.
want to call the cops and try and watch it, make sure that it gets escalated, because now for like I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm not saying be a hero. I'm not saying be a hero, but at the same time, you do want to fucking make sure you could prevent a situation from happening.
But
I don't
whenever
know.
I
I don't
go
know.
out, I just want to get home. I don't give a fuck about strangers. I'm sorry. And I'm proud to
Yeah,
say that.
well,
If you
that's
if your
you don't have to be
man's
proud.
bro, if your man is beating on you in front of a crowd, it's far from the first time. So you didn't only make one bad decision.
No, yeah,
Every
yeah.
time he hits you and you stay with him. So because you made the poor decision of fucking surrounding yourself with these people, I gotta fucking step in. Fuck that. You
No,
remember
you're
that
right.
fucking guy that got killed with the screwdriver in Staten Island for stepping in because a boyfriend was like beating his girl, and now the kid's dead. For what?
Yeah, but that also was a fucking non-protected state.
It
You
doesn't
couldn't
matter.
defend yourself.
Exactly. A state where people don't have protection, he still got killed with a fucking screwdriver.
Yeah,
So
but did you
you,
see the case?
I'm saying, living in pro-gun states, though, you don't think that the aggressor could have a gun legally or
Yeah, but
illegally and just fucking cap your ass without a thought for getting
yeah,
involved
but
in his
at the same,
business?
yeah, I mean that's one thing, but at the same point, you're also allowed to fucking defend people
Yeah, but
in the state
bro,
like
well, you're not
in a state like
realizing
that.
it. Not only are we far from professional when it comes to gun training, it's like I'm one of the few carriers that realizes I could get shot too. Just because I have a gun
Yeah, we
doesn't mean
all
I could
do. We
deflect
all
bullets.
do.
So
We
bro,
all
I'm gonna
do.
prevent I hope I never have to use it. Like
Yeah, but
last
we all
resort
realize
means
it.
last resort. I'm not gonna encounter like I'm not gonna intentionally dive into a situation that I know there's a good chance I might have to use my shit if I could just walk by and fucking know I'm gonna get home tonight. Because even if you're in your legal rights, you're not gonna get home tonight because they're gonna hold you in jail. You're gonna get a fucking case, and some cases you do fucking lose, especially this day and age. If you're white and you shoot a black person, regardless of why, you're gonna be all over the fucking news. And just imagine walking through fucking a non-white neighborhood after fucking blowing up on the media for shooting a black guy. You fucking not gonna be able to leave your house until you can afford to
Well,
move.
like I said, I'm just happy because I prevented this fucking chick from being beaten down any more than what she was. I prevented it. I feel good about it. I didn't have to use any sort of force. I didn't have to do anything. But the fact that this fucking dude realized some shit because I saw him do what he thought was fucking necessary, and I called him out on it. He took a step back real quick, and then everything just went from there. Cops showed up. Everything stopped. Because again, you live in a state where people, especially a white person. Once you see a white person, for the most part over here where I live, almost every single white person does carry legally, so they all think twice.
Yeah, but then
So
you
it's
have half
legit.
of them that without a thought would shoot a cop. So
Well, again, not many people are that hardcore. They're not all about that life, quote unquote speaking, from a
bro,
friend of mine.
first off, if you're white and you're not scared of them, they automatically assume you're an undercover cop. And if they're a criminal with a record illegally carrying a gun, which is a possibility, they'll fucking shoot you. without a thought because they're risking enough time as it is. What's a murder rap if you could get away? That's the reality of it. There's no reason to step in besides personal feelings that the bad does outweigh the
Well, like
good.
I said, if I did see a dude have a gun drawn on a fucking girl, I probably would have shot him. And if he fucking tried pulling out a gun, I probably would have fucking probably got my car and got my shit and fucking again. It doesn't matter. It would have been the same situation no matter what. This guy pretended to have something on him, and then once I said, you know what, you want to fucking do that, we can both pull the burners and make the fucking beef cook. And the guy fucking stepped back. Legit, just like that. Exactly like that. Because the guy pretended like literally, he fucking tried fucking grabbing his shit, put his hand behind his back, and I said, and I legit just fucking put my hand in my shit. I said, you want to fucking do that? We can both pull the burners, make the beef cook, man. And the guy just stopped. Just like that. And then the
Yeah,
cops,
well,
I stood there until the cops showed up. I was on the phone with you. And the cops eventually showed up. It was done. But I was so close. I mean, everything inside me wanted me to go and beat the shit out of the guy. But it's just being an adult and saying you don't need to do that.
oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Well, I would say I think we could wrap it up now.
Yeah,
Get a
yeah.
little.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I forgot we were still recording the show.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to check our description where you could get our merchandise, become a member on our Patreon, and don't forget to share, follow, and rate all that good stuff. And we will see you next Monday on June 28th for episode 41. We love you and peace out.
Oh, you forgot to say also, by the way, for everybody out there, Happy Father's Day. I was surprised we didn't say that. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there who are fathers who listens to our show. So happy Father's Day and yes,
Yeah,
peace out.
and that. Peace out.